Welcome to Speak Out Unfiltered.
Father, we just thank you today, Lord. We thank you for your blessings upon Grenada, blessings, oh God, to all the listeners and all the contribution. We pray, Lord, that you're going to keep us in your lovely hand, all of us, oh God, to enter into a new year. And I thank you for doing it today. In Jesus' precious name.
Bringing the hot topics to you.
Could we please be informed that there are no bad children, it's just bad parents. That is the reason, not children, it's only bad parents.
Bad parents.
Working together.
Well, the amount of transformation I see transforming around Carico. With long life, health and strength, man want.
That's what you want now, right?
Yes, because I'm looking forward for big things, as in Jamaica can say, big things are going on for 2024.
Connecting the dots.
I want to encourage the one man to continue with his one-man men.
Yes,
Exactly.
Because it's the benefit of the country. What did he do for Caracou? All these things that you saying, whenever they make statements, the recording is there. You know, we in the media, we have it.
Working together.
Yes, so I want to grade him pursuant to senior Cambridge, so to speak. I want to give him A+.
Speak Out Unfiltered.
It's always an opportunity that I look forward to when we can discuss and look at the issues that affect us together as a people.
So, the budget was really a good budget. The government is doing a whole lot. They're doing for the people. They open the eyes of the people. This budget is the best budget I heard since after the revolution. I never heard a budget good like that, and it's for the people. A people's budget, you call that. I am very pleased with this government.
Speak Out Unfiltered. The opinions and ideologies expressed on this program, Speak Out Unfiltered, it's the views of its rightful owners and not of Vibes FM 101.3. Speak Out Unfiltered.
Every Thursday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Unfiltered. And I mean it.
Just like to say good morning again to you right here on Vibes FM, and welcome to the program Speak Out Unfiltered for today, Thursday. We're looking at the 9th day of May. Good morning to the listeners in the trial and state of Peter Matney, Carrico, Grenada. Good morning again. And those of you in the diaspora, good morning. Those of you on Facebook, good morning. And wherever you are listening to our program this morning, good morning to you. We're always glad that you could join us. And not forgetting St. Vincent and the Grenadines, our neighbors right next door, good morning as well. Don't forget the program is interactive. You can always call us when we open up the lines at 443-0101. Again, that's 443-0101 or 439-0101. And we have two WhatsApp numbers, and the numbers are 534-3097, 534-3097, and 403-0101. 403-0101. So let's move right into the thick of things and say good morning to you, Koi. Good morning. What's up? Good morning.
Good morning to you, Kim. Good morning to the listeners and all those who are already locked on. Good morning. It's nice to be here I always look forward to the opportunity when we can come and talk. I mean, we don't have to agree on everything, but we can have a conversation. And I think that is very, very important. It keeps the conversation, the communication open. The worst thing is when we aren't speaking to each other. I mean, we can't exchange ideas. We can't discuss things genuinely. Just throwing words and cursing and so on each other. But I think it's so important that we reach to a place where we can discuss, even though we're not agreeing. We can discuss, because out of that discussion can come at some stage an agreement. I also want to say good morning to Sir Leo. I see he's attentively listening to what I'm saying, and yeah, Leo, I think it's about time when we reach a stage when we learn to discuss with each other, even if we disagree. But because it is important. At the end of the day, at some stage, we will say, but what Leo say making sense. What Tim say making sense. What Koi say making sense. That is because we engaged everybody, not some.
So Leo, good morning.
Well, good morning, my Redeemer. Nice to be here again. And the struggle continues. And in that regard, I think we should raise the alert level from green to yellow.
Amber.
Raise the alert level, because I was informed that there were some stealth visitors to Carriacou in an effort to garner help for convention, and that should not be permitted in Carriacou. Seriously think that should not be permitted in Carriacou. Nonetheless, as I said, the struggle continues, and so we have to be vigilant. And we have to get out what I call the political balata.
Well, Lee, you're using all kinds of words. I hear you the word just now, the stealth. What? The stealth. What does that mean? It means what?
You can't see you, man.
Invisible?
Yeah, you're invisible.
But you are here.
Well,
you present, but
I remember a time when the goodly gentleman used to visit here with an entourage, no less than 10, 20. But that changed abruptly when government changed, because his only accompaniment was that time was the carry-on bag. And now you come in the night, something wrong.
It does not sound like Nicodemus?
Something so.
Just imagine that, eh? I mean, someone was telling me yesterday, that there's a saying, which I know it, be good to the people on the way up the ladder, because you're going to meet them on the way down.
Yes, so true.
And if you weren't good to the people on the way up the ladder, when you're coming down, they go push the ladder.
Well, not only push the ladder, but put their foot in the way and trip you.
Yes. And then that's when now you come in now. You have to play this kind of hide and seek,
Yes.
Because you can't make them see you coming down, because, it's not the coming down is not nice. Nice.
Well, the late Willabido used to say, I don't care who say I'm selfish, but I'm going up the ladder, and every tread I go up, I grease in it. So I want nobody come up behind me. They say, but when you're coming down, remember I made it grease. You come down faster.
So you just might be coming along more.
So grease are going up, you go find out.
But it's amazing, when you're hearing this kind of stories, and you're hearing things like of the nature, you just wonder, what's really going on? What's going on? I mean, there's a lot of talk in the air. Plenty talk in the air.
I mean, yeah, we know, and we expect the talk in the air, because we live in an environment that is highly political, and what we're talking about here now is that the other party is really trying to catch his feet and trying to make itself relevant. Of course, it is right to do exactly as it thinks in that area. But are we going to just close our eyes and just accept things as they are? Or do we guard what we really have? Do we guard what we have worked hard for? Blood, sweat, and tears, if one would say that. How do we guard it? Do we just say, okay, guys, your turn now, run through? We have to at least come to a state of mind where we say, listen, we have worked hard for this.
You use the word relevant, but relevant in what regard? What is your legacy here? So what you being relevant about what or how?
About that I used
About what you didn't do?
no. That I used to give leadership to here.
No. Hello.
Yes. Isn't that what they did? What they did?
Be careful who you follow, because who is leading may not be going in your direction.
Oh, you might
So
not
I am
direct-
saying the so-called leadership that you're talking about, you sure it was coming in our direction or it was going away from us?
It can be both.
No, it can't be both. Come on.
But
Conveniently,
You have to be leading us in the right direction.
you need to be going in the right direction.
Yes.
In order, to make people
But
follow
you can't now be relevant about taking us in the wrong direction.
well,
So how and you want to be relevant in that regard?
what else can they be?
No.
You want to know something I like about Caraco?
Yes.
Is how widows keep secrets. Friend of mine called me and say, watch, let me tell you something. Diablo is in Caraco, but don't tell nobody I see you.
That is secret.
That is secret.
That is secret.
I say, you sure? He say, yes. I see the man for myself in Caraco. Boy, he don't tell nobody. It's me who tell you, That's how we just keep secret.
But I tell you, well, whatever secret it was, when I got the call from New York,
Yeah.
it was, how Diablo and Carol, can you tell me anything? I said, well, look at my cross again. How you know that? And I know that. I said, yes. So the man is there. Yes. Soliciting his help for the convention.
Yeah.
Also, that's what we understand as the reason to garner support and to put things in place for a convention. All right, I hear you.
That could be one of the reasons. I got a lot of calls, So I was saying, well, I wonder what is the reason. I say, what? I understand the senator giving trouble, I say, what? They say, yeah, boy. You look as he giving trouble in truth. I say, you imagine that? I mean, there is so much speculation when you do things undercover and not, out in the open, that people start coming up with all kind of different opinions, suggestions, everything like that.
But I think my senator is putting his head on the block for this guy. And all this guy is going to do to him is going to swing the axe. Because you see, oh Lord, how can I present myself to my fellow Caraquans and say, this is what we did for you, and we want you to show us appreciation in return. So you have to support us in our cause, returning to office. The only thing I heard the good senator said, and I said, what a mistake. He said, we got a beautiful port.
Yes.
But that was also said by the last NNP representative we have here.
Yeah.
And the one before, God rest his soul, lived up to his name, the Nimrod.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are from
So Leo, you cannot speak to us in that manner. Yeah? And say he lives to his name. He's a Nimrod. Who or what is a Nimrod?
Well, Google it now. Google it.
What a nice one. What a real nice. But I was speaking about going up the ladder and coming down the ladder.
Yeah, go ahead.
And as we just spoke about the late Nimrod, and the way he went about, over the years, as the minister, when he was out of office, it wasn't easy for him to come back into the community. It wasn't that easy. And what you would find in most instances, in that movements now after that became very private and undercover, just like Diablo. You after a while you realize, listen, the ground is not like it was, and I didn't do well, and I have to now be hiding in order to do it. Well, you have to go into this mode.
Again, you didn't live with old people.
Tell me what did they tell me?
Just say we'll report you so.
You're right, and sure.
Huh? How you make your bed so you go lie in it?
So you go lie on it.
So it all depends. If you live, if you do good to follow you.
Yeah.
That's why even the police force, behave yourself as a police, because someday you might become private citizen again.
Right.
And the last time that happened to us, me good friend from Leicester, go and tell those guys using big word, despot.
This post?
Dispose. You see, he gets so much blues when you wake up in the hospital. I say, what you do? I just tell them fellas dispose. You speak on tongue. And they dispose him.
Just like that.
Yes.
But as you realize, though, there is a lot of heat out there now. And recently, over the last week or so, I don't know if you guys were listening to Anthony Boswin when he did that with who he did it with again?
Who was the interviewer? I don't know.
I think it was it Colin Dow? Yeah, I think it was on.
No, I think it was Bob. Kellen Bob.
No.
That Kellen Bob?
His only program is
on GBN, man.
On GBN.
Beyond the Headlines?
Beyond the Headlines.
All right. No, I'm thinking about another situation which I might want to talk about later.
What? And he actually went on Not So Friendly Tough to spill his soul.
But the thing about it, he over the last how long there is looking at reality. He's seeing things, the way it is, and he's speaking, as he says, his opinion when you ask him. But apparently, the opinion that he has is not going down well with Diablo and company. It's not going on well.
Well, the fool that doesn't know he's a fool is the biggest fool of them all. Because if your colleagues and your supporters who've been so loyal to you all over these years will only tell you what is being said out there, not necessarily their opinion, and you're drawing swords, something is wrong with you.
Yeah.
And it's about time his colleagues or his ministers tell them, well, you're embarrassing us because you're telling us that in no uncertain terms that you're the only one in our party that could lead the party. And there's so many other young and able people who are willing to throw the hat into the ring, and you're resisting that? Something wrong.
So, guys, you think that the real nitty-gritty of this thing is that of leadership? He does not want to relinquish his leadership hold on it, or he just genuinely cannot find anybody and doesn't see anybody capable of leading. I'm asking a question.
So, no. I don't believe that. I don't believe that he's saying there's nobody capable. Or you just want to lead for leadership. The gravy tastes too good.
Oh, Lord.
That's all.
All the gravy talk there. Vibes FM. Let me take a call. Vibes FM, caller. Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Kim?
Yes, good morning.
No, the Bajan man.
Hey, what's up?
I said it was the NNP man and the Bajan man, the guy from Barbados.
Yeah, okay.
That was on Tuesday night.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Let me take another call, guys, before you talk more gravy. Talk. Vibes FM, London caller, come in.
Good morning.
Good morning, yes.
Good morning to the panel.
Yes,
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
If you go back to after he became prime minister in 1995, I can't remember which of the year he said that in Parliament. He stood up and he said, Mr. Speaker, I have not seen anyone inside here that could run the country. Remember that. Now, who was sitting there? The same Anthony Boswin and Gregory Bowen and them. So none of them qualified to run the country. So what the man was saying, he's going to be prime minister for life. And if he out of office, he will be the leader of the party for life. So Anthony coming now and make that statement. Well, Kit all the right to get vexed because Anthony should have dealt with Kit in that time when he mentioned it in Parliament. There's more than all of them. They let get away with it.
Yeah.
So the man see himself as, okay, the party is his, we know that. Okay. Gary had a party, the JLP, and he died with it. And Kit want to be famous like Gary too.
Father and son.
Have a good day.
As far as it's concerned, you have to call him Keith Edie Mugabe.
Oh.
Okay.
But
speaking about what Anthony Boswin talked about, let me just play a little bit of it. Listen to the some of his comments.
But I see a kind of hide and seek game being played within the NNP, which doesn't augur well for the rank and file membership. They need to know where they're going, because right now, I can tell you on the ground, there's a split. There are people who are saying that, hey, if there's a convention tomorrow, I'm going to vote for Peter David to be leader. There's a big difference between Dr. Mitchell and Blaze, and now Peter and Dr. Mitchell. With Dr. Mitchell and Blaze, I do not believe Blaze expected Kit Mitchell to challenge him at the convention. Yeah, so it came as a surprise to Blaze. But as it stands right now, I think Peter David has made it clear to the party and to Dr. Mitchell that he's interested in the leadership of the party. That I don't think Kit did not make that clear to Blaze. Yeah, so Blaze was in a state of shock. But Kit now is in no shock because Peter has made it clear that he is willing to run, and I see nothing wrong with that. There are many other people within the party, the hierarchy of the New National Party, who are just as capable of taking over the mantle of leadership like Peter David. But the problem is either you open this thing up and say, gentlemen, I am not running again. You feel free to elect someone to take over. I am the elder statesman. I know they will show you all. I know they will show him all the respect due to him as an elder statesman of the party. But I see a kind of hide and seek game being played within the NNP, which doesn't augur well for the rank and file membership. They need to know where they're going, because right now, I can tell you on the ground, there's a split. There are people who are saying that, hey, if there's a convention tomorrow, I'm going to vote for Peter David to be leader. Others are saying that, okay, I will vote for maybe Emlyn Pierre. You know, and I will vote for somebody anointed by Dr. Mitchell. This thing about the leader grooming someone to take over, that's not on. It's not part of our democracy. It's not something that we should really embrace. A leader, NNP been in existence for since 1984, you talk about 40 years. And at this time now we are talking about a party that cannot, having difficulty having someone emerge as leader who could be voted for in a convention, in a free and fair process. Something got to be fundamentally wrong. And I don't think we should change it and have a leader endorse or anoint. You know, Dr. Mitchell is not going in a stable, so you don't have to groom anybody. I do not believe, and in all fairness, I do not believe Peter David is challenging. Peter David has made it clear that if there is a vacancy, if Dr. Mitchell is not going forward, he will be interested. That is not a challenge. A challenge is, okay, if Dr. Mitchell is going forward, and Peter David decide, okay, I want to go forward as well, then I'll challenge. But that has not, Peter David has never said, if Tony, Mitchell is going forward, I am challenging him for leadership. And I've heard it from some other aspirants to the party, leadership of the party, that if there's a vacancy, I will be presenting myself as a future leader. So no one is really challenging Dr. Mitchell as yet. I feel a bit sorry for the supporters of the New National Party right now, because to me they are trapped between a rock and a hard place, in the sense of that they do not know exactly in what direction the party will be going in terms of the leadership, who will be leading the party in the upcoming election. And I think this is unfortunate because, as I said, you have a leader who has been there for 40 years. Nothing wrong with that leader saying, listen, I am prepared to run again. I believe he will get the support of a significant number of supporters because he's still very popular. He's still held in high esteem by a large segment of the NNP party. But that is not happening, and I see a hide and seek type of activity which is not fair to the members of the party. Right now, the members of the party are at a loss. There's no convention. No one knows when the convention will be called. Only the political leader, notwithstanding what the general secretary or the chairman of the party will tell you that the executive will decide, that is hogwash. The political leader will be the one to decide when there will be a convention of the party. And I presume that he's waiting on the opportune time when there might be enough delegates that might be in favor of him returning to power. And I think that is not fair, because right now, as I tell you, on the ground, the party is split. Because there are some people who are saying the party is split in terms of its support, in terms of future leadership, and that will hurt the party big time. NNP is depending on NDC to fail for them to succeed. That's a big mistake. Because NDC, a young, youthful party, no way they will give up what they have right now and go back in the wilderness. They will try hard. And then this NNP must realize that their work is cut out for them, and the sooner they get a house in order and build strong pillars, the better will be for them. But as it stands right now, they are in a state of limbo.
Listen to that gentleman. You hear? Food for thought. A lot of food for thought there.
A lot of truth spoken.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's speaking it just like he sees it. And that is what I'm sharing this morning, right on our program there. The opinions that he's coming up with. He make comparison to Blaze.
Mm-hmm.
Remember Blaze?
Oh, man.
When Diablo did, and it's different, It's different because he took Blaze by surprise. Blaze didn't know that he was going to challenge him. He was nicey. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, he just came right up there and put on a challenge.
But the good thing, one of the things I remembered about that time, is that it was referred to as a stab in the back. And when you consider that a stab in the back, somebody who was your loyalist, who pledged openly, I would not do certain things, I would be your house slave, as it were, quote unquote. And surprisingly, on that morning, you allow your name to stand as a challenger for that post. I guess that's the reason why that situation is referred to as a stab in the back. But what Boston is saying, no, that's not the case here. I mean, everybody knows there are those who have stated their intention, and of course, and it comes, that's democracy. That's democracy. We are not living in a state where, where we have to accept one person's view. We can challenge it. So it's different, and I think we as a people should understand the difference between somebody who genuinely is interested in your development or genuinely interested in their personal development.
I see history. I see history repeating itself.
Mm-hmm.
Because he have taken Blaze by surprise in the first go round. But the second go round, he was taken by surprise. And old people always say, who laugh last?
They laugh the best.
Laugh the best. So now, what's coming on to him? Peter is about to take him on another go round.
Mm-hmm.
And the same Peter, he lured over to his party and did everything to get Peter over to him, because he said, Peter David was the most popular guy in the other NDC.
Right, yeah.
And if I could get Peter on my side, well, that's it for the NDC.
Mm-hmm.
And he did all he had to do, but talk him in public, quote him in private, and then before you know it, Peter self, well, it does a little bit of everything. Fell for the bait, open him out and get a beer hook.
Just like that.
That's all. Mm-hmm.
And it's Torian right there. But if he's genuine about regrets with Blaze, listen to what he says.
If you are to now reflect on two things that you wished that you would have done differently, what would they be?
Well, let's face it. I recall my first entry into the politics, and the period when the transition for the NNP leadership and the whole disagreement with Mr. Blaze going forward, and I had to end up opposing him in a convention. That was not something that I enjoyed at all. It was just no choice. So it was not the best.
No choice. No choice. No choice.
He never enjoyed it. He didn't enjoy it. Opposing. when it was planned and organized.
But guys, I'm just trying to wrap my head around that comment. He had no choice. I mean, was there somebody putting a gun in his head to say challenge him or try to get the leadership, or was it a case of backstabbing? Yeah, because as I said, it's something that that has to happen.
But he said he had no choice.
But he said he had no choice.
Disagreement with Mr. Blaze going forward, and I had to end up opposing him in a convention. That was not something that I enjoyed at all. It was just no choice. So it was not a good time for me. It was one of the most unhappy time as far as I'm concerned. I
enjoyed that. That's why for the 50th anniversary it was compensated by sitting on the side, and that he didn't enjoy either.
Yeah. Because that was supposed to be his
swan song. Yes.
Swan song.
Yeah. Goodbye.
but imagine all that, and like I say, the table turning now, Yes, the reverse gate is in motion.
Well, it was Blaise who said that the worst thing to do is to get kicked from a dying horse.
That's after Keith referred to him as a dying horse.
Yeah, of course, yes. But I mean, he stabbed him in the back and now referred to him as a dying horse. I mean, he really wanted to destroy the whole apparatus, Blaise and the apparatus. I mean, it's interesting, when you study Grenada's history and you realize Blaise's response to what has happened then, the country really had gone through a significant change, because Blaise, to keep his sanity and to keep things going, he had to now launch the TNP. Yeah.
TNP,
the National Party.
Yeah.
So he's saying, go ahead, take it. It's yours. Go ahead.
Go take it, yeah.
Take it. So he now formed a party that became the government of the day.
Right.
Because the leader of the party was Blaise.
Right.
So, I mean, this is interesting when we go to look at the history of our country. Take it, is yours. Don't cry now and say people challenging you.
Keith has no luck with lawyers. Because you see, that move Mr. Blaise did on Keith Day.
Yeah.
It was a little legal maneuvering,
Right, yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah, so he was
Yeah.
Put in his corner.
Right, yeah.
By H.A. Blaze. And now they can do the same thing and use the law to beat you going and coming and threaten you too.
Vice FM, hold on, let me take a call there. Vice FM.
Good morning, Mr. Joe.
Yes, love.
Morning, darling. How are you doing?
Not too bad, thanks. Not too bad, thanks.
I had to call early this morning because I can't believe what I'm hearing there from Boston. In the back there, actually, I have a plumber by me. I get up this morning with a damn pipe bus. And it had me a water already.
Yeah.
And so he just came and fixing it for me. But I have to call this morning because as the people, as those young guys will say, whoa, yo, I can't believe I'm hearing what Boston about. I mean, I can't believe this. Could you imagine kids? I mean, we know that, we know those things. But you hear them saying it is like, oh my God. Could you imagine waiting for the see to fail?
Judy.
This is one of his big cards.
Yes.
Judy.
Yes, dear.
There is a Dominican reggae singer. His name is Nazio Fontaine. The truth shall reveal.
Yes, boy.
Yes, that.
Yes, boy.
The truth shall reveal. That's all is coming to pass.
Yes, boy. Oh my God.
Uh-huh.
I can't believe these people and them. Oh, shucks. It is so sad. The sadness of when I look at Keith or I think of him, you know what is so embarrassing? Keith should have really resigned. He should not have run for the last election. This man, if he did that, he would have been common smelling as a rose. People would have respected him. But look all this melee, look all these things that he said last time, you give him one more time and one more chance and all this nonsense. And look what is it. Peter is out of the group. He wants to come back to see. I don't know what you trying to come back. Look at Mr. Braffit and all those. When I get bored, Braffit say certain things. I ain't not seen him coming in the gym this day for me to. Well, I'm telling you, I think he may come because he goes. I think he afraid to come in the gym. Time does come, maybe does come go in the morning. When I heard Bob talking about Keith and NDC, NNP, thought, Jesus God. What I'm hearing is that he fired all these guys on them, you know. All of them gone, you know. He fired all these guys on them, and it's a new recruit that he wants to bring in there so that they could vote for him when they have the to put him into power. That's what he up to. But let they put him back. You go see how much last he gets in. Let them put him back.
Yeah.
Let them put him back. I tell you something. Thursday morning. Thursday afternoon, I went to the gym, and the Prime Minister was right there. And I tell you, this guy is so cool, he's so nice. There were the two black van that drives, you know, they have with them.
Yeah.
I saw the van, as I passed the car, I saw the van. And there was just two ordinary little security guys. The van was there, no big, and the thing about it, I was dressed in all green. So when the security guy watched me, and he watched me hard, I say, don't worry about that green, I'm going to walk out. I said, don't worry. I was in green outfit, the headband, everything is green. What a day to dress green to go to the gym. So he watched me. I said, don't worry about that. I just colors. I'm going to walk out to the gym. And when we talk about, I'm telling you, you should see the love. You should have seen the love. I mean, oh my God, I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's crazy. Let Keith and them stay hope that the NDC will look at how they have what's going on with buses and transportations and things for people. I mean, these guys and them on the ball. On the ball. They're doing things on the ball. And I'm telling you, let it run. Let him run this next election. I want them to put him there. Let us all these delegates put him back there. Because even Laco giving him lash. Even Laco giving him lash in appeal up there. Let it run.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Darling, see one of these days.
Take care.
See one of these days. It's very cool.
Will you? Okay. Looking forward there. Looking forward.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, but that's telling it like it is, eh? And you hear people speaking. It's no secret there. I mean, what is really taking place now with the NNP?
They call it political ballota.
Yeah.
Yes, political. Yeah. I get some licks right wrong.
But that's happening, and these political activities and maneuverings will continue to happen once we live in a state as this. At least our level of political awareness has to be improved, I think. You know, we have to understand politics and how it affects us and what we can do. Because as I said earlier on, we just can't sit back and just allow things to just run, you know. We have to have a plan to educate our citizens. And I'm not talking about educating just people who support your party. Yeah? Educate citizens of what the politics of today is and what are the benefits and fall-offs of going one way or the other. Your actions, our actions have consequences. I mean, how much more should we see before we believe? Our actions have consequences, and that's a thing general in life. So,
well, you know, those who accusing Vibes of being biased, I want to remind them time and time again that there is an open invitation for any representative of the last administration to come here and defend your legacy. And you have ample time to do so. And we promise you that will be as civil as possible. So nothing to fear. Just come and say you guys running your mouth. Come and defend your cause. That's all we're saying.
That's all. Door is wide open.
Yeah, come in.
It's always open. But you see what happened over the last couple of weeks? We had Dr. Bartwitt going on there and making some statements, his opinion and everything like that there. Well, I understand there's consequences now, eh?
Yeah, there are consequences, certainly.
But, okay, then you have Anthony Boswin coming out again and speaking, right? Now, last night or the day before, was to the point yesterday?
Today's what, Thursday?
Today's Thursday.
Monday.
No, to the point. Tuesday, I think. Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Yes. Beyond the headlines is on
no, beyond, yeah. Yes. Peter David came on.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, he was there. Yeah. After, listen, You got to come out and say something, you know. You just can't just sit down there just like that because people want to hear from him. They want to hear, well, you know, how come he's so quiet? How they keep it in the back like that?
Well, Peter knows that he's in uniform, but it's 12 man here playing. So you can see.
12 man. I like that.
And the thing about it now is that, as one person said to me yesterday, you know, say, watch, the bottom followed, you know.
Yeah.
The bottom followed. And when you see the bottom followed, you know, you can't draw water again. You know, with bucket coming up empty, you know.
Yeah.
And this is exactly what they're trying to. That's why we had this sneak in last weekend. It was like a Taliban move, you know.
It's stealth, man.
You know, just sneaking undercover, you know, try to operate, do what you ought to do, and sneak back out. But as much as it's sneaking, there is eyes out there, people seeing, and they're talking, and you just can't hide. You're running, but you can't hide.
You know,
why run?
while them guys do and try to come up with all kinds of shenanigans about everything. I think we in Carriacou and Petit Martinique here, we do have a mission. We do have a mission, and I don't think we should spend time talking about what they do and what they didn't do. But of course, highlight the mission that we on. And the mission, I understand clearly, is that we want to build and improve the well-being and lifestyles of the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. You know, I look at my side and now when I see brother Logan.
Yeah, he's here this morning,
Yes.
and he's just talking about building Carriacou, Petit Martinique.
Yes.
And Carriacou and Petit Martinique has been moving forward, you know, without any doubt at all. If you notice, what we've been doing over the last year or two is that we have our activities, everything has been successful, and we just forging forward, forgetting about the rest of them, whatever.
Transformation is in progress, you know.
Yes.
And don't be surprised if we take Petit Martinique, PSV and Union and go with, you know.
Can I want to be quick?
Almost. All we could get.
But we need to focus on building our people, empowering our people. And building the people doesn't mean that you get them new houses and you get them new vehicles and so on and on. It is the mindset. It is getting them to understand that this is a process that we all have to work together. Yes, we have differences, but understanding the process is that we work together for a common goal. And of course, as I said, I'm glad that Brother Logan is here to talk about.
So you're going to read to him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terence Logan is in the house, and without any doubt, we're going to take him onto the microphone because Petit Martinique is getting ready to celebrate the Whitsuntide Regatta, and that's coming up very soon.
I always warn him about being here. I find he's here very frequently. I know if PM intend to take over Carriacou, but
what? Mr. Logan, good morning to you.
Good morning.
What's up? What are you doing?
I'm okay, not bad.
All right, okay. Well, I know we just talked about Petit Martinique getting ready to celebrate the regatta.
Yeah.
And we just celebrated our Maroon Fest in Carriacou, and everything has been going nice. And I know Petit Martinique last year regatta celebration was a bomb.
Of course.
So what do you expect this time now? Nuclear bomb or bomber? What do you expect?
A bomber.
What are some of the plans that you guys have in store, you know, coming up here?
Okay, so I'd like to say good morning to all the listeners on Vibes FM this morning. As you know, we are preparing for our annual Whitsuntide Regatta in Petit Martinique. That's in the next week. It's about in next week, from the 17th to the 20th of May. And it's all start off on the 17th with a opening ceremony and welcome party on the hard court starting at 7:30. You know, for the opening ceremony, we usually have little speeches, remarks from government officials, sponsors, and other members of the community, which will follow with a cultural presentation. I know usually every year we do a production, and we have a number of visiting groups that will be performing on that night, along with the band Solid. Solid will be in Petit Martinique for the weekend, so they'll be performing on the Friday night as well. And Friday night is free, it's an open activity. So we're inviting everybody to come out, and we want to start on time. We want to stress on time Because usually we know when we have function or event, always starts late. And this is a problem. I don't know if I believe it's a black people problem. Yeah.
A West Indian problem.
West Indian. But sometimes we go out of the wall and same thing happening, you know. So that was what I said that. So we're encouraging people to come out early on Friday. It'll be a big night. So we want to start early, and we want to finish in time so people can go home and rest for next day. On the Saturday, we'll start with the boat racing, and this year we'll have around the island race with the fleets from Windward. That's the Windward vessels, and they with the route is around Petit Martinique. So they'll be doing around the island race on Saturday. The smaller boats will be doing a shorter race in front of the harbor, where you can view and see what is going on. Which we'll also have some onshore activities taking place on the Saturday. And last year, visitors complained about the onshore activities. We had some, but they find it was kind of limited. So this year we put things in place to have as much onshore activities as possible, and that's why this year we'll be bringing Ambassador Kwamina to help us out in that area, along with MC Romel. And I know Kwamina is an excellent person when it comes to activities like this, and I know he will do a great job. So the onshore activity will start on Saturday. Our night activities, we have Saturday night we have the Lavre Fete. And this year, because we are celebrating 50 years as an independent nation, we decided that all artists will be local. We're doing everything local for this year Regatta Festival. So we have a number of artists will be performing on that night. We have Baby Killer and let me check it out. Baby Killer. We have Lavaman. We have Boise, some big names from Grenada, and also we have the artist that breaking the internet right now. Our own Super Flint. He'll be there. And I remember when we was talking to some workers from St. Vincent and PSV, and we say, we want to look for an artist from St. Vincent or the Grenadines that will come, because we know we have a large contingent from the Grenadines Island, and they told us one super is there, that's all they want, super. So the trend now is super. So super will be there. And also the band will back them up. The band Solid will be backing them up on that night. And we have a number of DJs will be there as well. And we also have coming from St. Vincent will be DJ Too Cool Chris, who will be there for the entire weekend. And he'll be starting off on the court for the fete during that night. We have tickets for Olibos tickets went out 2 days ago, and all that sold out. And we have regular tickets will be coming out, I think either today or tomorrow, which is $770. So we are encouraging patrons to support us, support the event, and let's make it big. On Sunday, we move back to the beach on Sunday. For more boat racing. We have 2 boat racing. Each class has 2 boat races that day, which include the fleet from Windward, and we have a number of boats. Boats from Bakeway. We having those boats from Bakeway be here. We having those boats from Mario be here, Union Island, Grenada, Guave, and Woburn, including the boats from Petit Martinique, and of course the Windward vessels. They'll be here. So on the Sunday there'll be 2 races each for each class. And usually over the years we go for the evening we go back to the court, but this year we cut that out. Once we leave the court on Saturday night for the Lavre Fete, everything taking place on the beach. So we have an activity that will start around 5 the evening on the beach named Rhythm Wave. And Rhythm Wave is a segment where we have a number of DJs will be coming and perform. We will start with the band. The band will come on first, and then we have a number of DJs that will come on, but the DJs will be specialized. We have, like they do, the DJ will do in at least about 20 minutes. Like one DJ will do soca, one will come on and do reggae, one will come on and do like a little hip hop, one will come on and do the African songs and so on, rhythm. One will come out and do oldie goldies. So we have a number of them line up for that activity. So the name is Rhythm Wave, which is excellent. And remember, our main feature of the Rhythm Wave will be Tukul Christ, who will be over, as I said earlier on, for the weekend in Petit Martinique. And then we move into Monday. Monday we begin with some more boat racing on the beach, and we finalize with the prize giving ceremony at 7. So we are encouraging all patrons to be in Petit Martinique for that weekend. But before, we have another fundraiser activity coming up this Sunday, and that's where it's a big fundraiser for the regatta that goes towards the expense, and it's the celebrity cruise. Will be taking place on Sunday, this Sunday coming, and it's on board the Kayak Princess. It's a new boat in town that's in Karakou, and we will be using that boat for the first time. I believe it's the first time the boat will be using as well, and we'll be using that boat from Karakou Kayak Princess. It's an excellent boat and beautiful boat. And so we are encouraging everyone to support us on that cruise. The cruise starts at 11 from Petit Martinique, 10 from Petit Martinique, 12 from Karakou. And the ticket is just $80 to get on board. So we're encouraging all patrons, everybody who want to be on the cruise. We have a number of tickets in Karakou. You can check Brittany at Co-op Bank, Chevelle, who is down at Leicester Rosary. I have myself, so you can just link me up, and other people from Karakou who has ticket. So we're just encouraging everybody to support us on that cruise, and it's a Mother's Day cruise, and we have a lot of special for mothers on the cruise. It will be an excellent cruise, and we have the vibes, and we go do a thing on board on Sunday coming. So we're encouraging everyone to come out and support the cruise, support our annual regatta coming up from the 17th to the 20th of May. I want to discuss accommodation. Over the years, the regatta has been growing, and we have a problem with accommodation in Petit Martinique. Presently, all rooms is booked out, all houses are booked out. The committee itself is now organizing some houses in Karakou to host some of the people we are bringing in for our regatta festival. So we are encouraging patrons or people who wants to come to our regatta festival from Grenada, from the diaspora, from elsewhere. We can book your ticket. You can book your guest house or your hotel or your house in Karakou, and we will ensure that you get to Petit Martinique. Presently, we have 3 boats lined up already to run the route between Karakou and Petit Martinique. And because we see the need, because we want people to come to our shows, so we want to make sure when they're ready to come, there is a boat. When they're ready to come back down, there is a boat. So that's why we're trying to organize as much boats as possible. So the patrons who will be living in Karakou will have an opportunity to come whenever they want and to leave whenever they want. So we are just encouraging them to book the room in Karakou, and we are ensuring that you will get to Petit Martinique and back down to Karakou whenever the time when you're ready.
So in other words, what you're saying there is that you're going to have this boats operating regular basis, like
Like
from
buses?
Windward?
Every hour on the hour.
Ferries.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
from Windward. Every hour on the hour.
Okay.
And I guess it's not just for those who you have invited to participate, but of course us here in Carriacou.
Of course. Everybody.
I know the boat going, living every hour on the hour. I could plan my time.
Of course.
I'll be available around 2 o'clock, for example.
That's right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
So it's just
We call it the hourly PS shuttle.
Yes, the hourly PS shuttle.
At some stage, we may just have that on a regular basis.
Yes,
Of course.
But Mr. Logan, I just want to make a point. In fact, I've been following the comments on the chat, and I think it's important that you say what is correct, in the sense that you mentioned one of the guest artists would be you said Baby Killer.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Mr. Killer.
Yes.
Mr. Killer, right? Yeah. Some people know my Baby Killer.
I know.
Mr. Killer.
The people are saying, "Well, who is Baby Killer again?" Of course,
Mr. Killer.
So it's just good to say it right.
Mr. Killer.
Yeah.
Mr. Killer, ex-Baby Killer.
Yeah, ex-Baby Killer.
I don't even think, but yes, I'm just saying. All right. So you talked about all the activities and so on. I mean, I know you have to go on to other aspects of the event. From you and your committee's standpoint, what do you want? What do you expect Petit Martinique as an island and Petit Martiniquans as citizens to take away from this regatta experience? In other words, what are the benefits that you can see that the people would gain, achieve, as a result of you having, I must say you, I mean you and the committee and the organizers having this event?
Of course, well, over the years, as you know, the regatta festival, in terms of economically, help out the people of Petit Martinique. We have a number of businesses who benefit from the regatta festival. We have a number of vendors who benefit from regatta festival. In matter of fact, the entire people of Petit Martinique, we have the guest houses, we have you can name them. They do benefit from the regatta festival, because that's the only festival we have in Petit Martinique. It's one of the biggest festivals right now in Petit Martinique, and I believe in the Grenadines, and they bring in a big income for the community of Petit Martinique. So everybody, from the small to the elderly, they all benefit from the regatta festival, because we also have over the weekend our people from the diaspora who are coming home, and usually when they come with money. So the locals, sometimes the locals we don't spend, we just sit down and relax with them, and we enjoy ourselves, and they spend the money. So we are, I believe we are the festival itself is bringing in, is doing a great job to make sure that the economy, people benefit from the festival.
Okay.
By the way, before you move a little further, you have an uncle in South Africa, Dominic Patrice?
Of course, yes, my uncle, my big uncle.
Okay, right. He says to Sally that he's listening, so be careful.
Good morning, Uncle Dominic.
and where is he? Is
South Africa.
South Africa.
Yes.
Oh, South Africa. Okay.
Okay, right. Okay. He just messaged me. Say, please get my message on air so I can listen to. So my work is done. But you just spoke a lot about the regatta in Petit Martinique, and the spin-off and the economic spin-off is happening for benefiting the residents as well as in Carriacou too.
Of course, yeah.
Too, as well.
Of course, yes. Spin-off to Carriacou, yeah.
And it's very nice.
Yeah.
Because everybody at the end of the day, as we just sometimes say, go make $1.
Yeah.
And last year was successful.
It was successful.
And this year it seems as though it's going to be bigger.
It's going to be bigger.
Bigger again.
It's going to be bigger.
So Petit Martinique, as you guys are in planning right now, making sure that everything is in place.
Everything is.
Yeah, I just hope that everything just goes nice and smooth as it's always been.
Exactly. And we're hoping that we have a violent-free festival, because sometimes you are doing the best planning and then something just come and just
Yeah.
What I must say in that regard, I think we can be assured. I had the officer in charge of the police station in Carriacou on a program yesterday morning, and he spoke about plans to protect and plans for security, detailed and so on. So that is an assurance. At least he says that we just have to rely on them. They are going to protect. In fact, he's talking about they having more presence on island. So I'm just saying that to kind of bolster the point that security-wise, they have committed themselves to ensure that every patron is protected and enjoys.
Exactly. And also we are working with the Port Authority, with the wharf, because we have one of the jetty right now is not in good condition for patrons. So it's only one main jetty we have now. So we work with Port Authority in terms of the boats, so we can have people who come in, so that when they come, they'll be able to land people. We have last year we had a problem with some boats on the wharf don't want to move and so on. So we are working closely with the Port Authority. So they'll be meeting the residents, sometimes coming up to have a talk with them, to encourage them, to once your dock to get out your boat from the dock. So because we have boat running from Carriacou, boats will be coming from Union Islands and
up the Grenadines,
Grenadines and so on. So we want to make sure that when this boat comes, don't handbug them to have them waiting for a lengthy period of time before they come and dock off the patrons who is coming. So it must be a smooth flow. We'll come, dock and go. Come, dock and go.
Well, I don't expect, and probably this could be an assurance you can give if you can, to have the jetty as it is now for another year. Next year, when we having the regatta activities or any other activities, I think we should have a jetty that is really fixed and can serve the.
Of course, I believe that is coming. That by next year we might have a good jetty.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, of course, last year, then this year, but we are saying do not allow that to be dragged on.
Okay.
Yes, because we need to get things fixed.
Of course.
So, Leo.
Yeah, but one of the good things before we go, sorry, that I see that happening there is when in the presentations and in the entertainment, you have invited all local artists.
Yes, all local artists.
That is a plus to make sure that money stays
right here in Grenada and in the economy.
Yeah, we ain't going out.
Not going out. We're not. And you know what we realize over the years? We bring in artists from abroad, and when they come, they don't give us a good show. They just take with money and go away.
Precisely.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we lost.
Yeah.
So it's better giving our local. We know it's here. Yes. And we too might benefit from it. They go spend it right here.
Yeah.
And just to come back to the point that we've been making, I'm so very happy that when there's a Pitimatic regatta, SVG Grenadines support heavily,
Of course.
Again, the idea of one people that we could do for each other. And the size of Pitimatic and Carriacou, we need every person we can get. So this immigration bureaucracy, we want to get rid of it.
Exactly.
We must start crying for that, crying out loud too.
Not true.
Yeah.
It's true. We need it. We need it bad. And once we have that, more people will come.
Amen.
Yeah.
And when they have the thing, we can go too.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
I want to mention that this is about the biggest regatta in the Grenadines. Which other are the Grenadine Islands that have similar activities like a regatta? Because of course we are all seamen and sea oriented. Which other islands?
But I know of Canawan.
Yes, Canawan.
Sailing club in Canawan.
Even in the Grenadines?
In the Grenadines, I'm talking about yes, the Grenadines.
I think Myro.
Myro have as well.
Wait, give me a little props,
Well, yes, I know.
But Beko is that.
Beko is about the business.
Not about it.
Well, of course, we're having some problems.
Still, when it comes to regatta, they have been on the forefront there.
Forefront,
guys, what would be nice one day going forward in the future if we have a Grenadines regatta, all the islands, Bequia, Mustic, Canawan, Mario, Carriacou, Pitimatic.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about one big activity that brings all those islands together.
Well,
I'm talking about Carriacou having its.
No. Again, what you're saying, yes, not too long ago, Carriacou regatta included not just mainland, Trinidad, and all of the Grenadines and St. Vincent's too, because there was 1 year, we had here? You had a British battleship, an American battleship,
I remember.
a French minesweeper,
Yes.
Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard, Barbados Coast Guard. I mean,
1 year, in 1 year.
in 1 year.
Yeah.
So we sort of dropped the ball, especially as far as Caracol Regatta is concerned, because we didn't give enough attention to the culture. And if you do that, you see that sailing fraternity that we have. We in the busy sailing in the Caribbean, and yachties want to come here, and because our boats are unique, they want to come here and see us sailing what they consider to be the dinosaurs, the sandbaggers and all these kind of good things. So it's an interest for us. So that's what we have to promote.
Yeah, and
Sailing aspect.
the yarn is for that to one big massive celebration. Yeah, and that would talking about the Grenadines. Forget St. Vincent, forget Grenada. This is a Grenadines thing. Yeah, I'll say forget. I don't mean in literally, but I'm just saying focus on building the yachting industry, the sailing industry in Petit Martinique. That in itself, the people of the Grenadines are going to be benefiting.
Well, as you very well know, Petit Martinique has been very outstanding when it comes to seamen.
Of course.
I mean, I mean, basically, almost every youngster gets into the sea in some way or the other. And so this is important too, and that's why the regatta coming up now too is going to make it even easier and better, for them to get involved, and they'll take a lot of pride in that as well too, because I know that quite of the guys who go out for tuna and everything like that start looking at the date.
Exactly.
When they come back,
everybody be home.
We ain't going out again.
No, so who coming from this weekend? They're not going nowhere.
That's it.
That's it.
You know what I'd like to see, because there's so many tuna boats in Petit Martinique. And if there's going to be some encouragement from the government side, because the guys who actually go for tuna, they don't always have the time to be in Petit Martinique, but when they come for whatever brief time they want to come, they'll have a little boat that is maintained just only for the regatta. That's something that should be encouraged, because they wouldn't mind sailing. They wouldn't mind sailing at all. Once the boats are there, and just for the fun of it, have that and encourage. Have a youth club, because you cannot. All those of us who say we're interested in regatta, we don't agree already. So if we can get some blackheads on board, we're not in the right direction. We need to encourage the youth, and that is very important.
And let me ask you, Terence. I realize you mentioned some sponsors for the Regatta Festival, and I know one of the main sponsors might be the government of Grenada.
Of course, yeah. Yes.
And that is important.
Of course, yes.
Because when you have support from government, making sure that the festival goes on stream, and then you have the other private, sponsors coming on board.
Yeah.
Makes it even bigger.
Even bigger. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our minister, who has been working hard to make sure the subvention for Petit Martinique is increased. And he, on Monday, he called and said, you're getting an increase in subvention.
Very good.
So we want to thank him very much for the work he has put in and making sure that we get this increase in subvention to be able to enhance the festival.
Which is very good, but Mr. Logan, again, something I'm admonishing is that whatever subvention the government is giving, I don't care how small a portion, it should go towards a youth club.
Okay.
You need the lasers, you need people, because that in truth and in fact, the regatta, the sailing, because since our lifestyle is a marine one, we need to have people who can handle themselves, anything that has to do with the sea.
Of course. Yeah.
Yes, so we have to encourage that. It's good having the entertainment and that of God, but the festival, the core of the festival itself,
okay,
being able to handle it from the marine point of view.
Of course. And I'd just like to thank all the other sponsors who are already on board, as Grenlec, we have Antillian Group, we have Mistress Lynn Richardson, former owner of PD St. Vincent. We have Qua Bank, Republic Bank. I'm trying to get it off my head. Grenada Breweries. Grenada Breweries, Wester Hall Estate.
Okay.
I think that's it for now. But the rest I'm committed to sponsoring, but we just need a confirmation. So we just like to thank those who are on board at this time, and we're looking forward to the others coming on board.
I'm surprised to hear that Lynn is still around.
Yes, of course.
Good to know.
Yes,
Good to know.
she's still around, and she's still she always. If we don't let her know, she will call and say, "Well, what happening? I know regatta coming up. I don't want anything."
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you know, her late husband will be very pleased.
Of course.
To know that.
Yeah.
Because he was one good soul.
Of course. Good soul.
He's in Richardson.
Yeah.
You mentioned something earlier on about for the first time you're having this Round the Island race around. Yeah.
Usually we call it a Round the Island race, but we usually do a route in front of Karakou, PSV.
Right.
But this year we're actually having a Round the Island race. The reason, because sponsorship and Round the Island race, the prices are hefty money. And the reason we decide this time, because we, as the minister said, we'll be getting a increase. So we're able to use part of the money to do our Round the Island race, which the boatmen are pleased with it. And they are excited because they have been calling for a Round the Island race for a number of years now. So finally, we'll be able to do a Round the Island race.
Good for the sport.
Good for the sport, yeah.
Well, that's very nice, huh? To introduce that, but as me, I was one who's been around that part of the Pity Matnik already. We got some water back there. Got some
Especially on the eastern
similar to my road channel. Let me tell you, well then, Mr. Logan, all I have to offer is that I do admire you guys for your community spirit.
Thank you very much.
I see you guys and the way you put yourselves out and everything Pity Matnik related, you guys are center of it all and doing your utmost best. It speaks volumes and God help us. Please continue.
Thank you very much. We will.
Yeah, thank you very much.
But I know this is not a one-off by you coming into our studios.
Oh, no.
This
I'll be
just,
back.
Definitely, And keep us abreast as to what's taking place, and any assistance you might need from us to, feel free to,
Okay, we'll do that.
We're ready.
Yeah.
And we hope that everything goes fine,
Of course.
as it's gone last year and even better, higher heights, as we sometimes say.
Yes.
Well, that would
Thank you.
This wouldn't be completely different, say, a special high with the cousin Dwight.
Yeah.
Dwight.
So, but before you leave, anything else you want to add, to listen public, because you have a wide audience out there today. Yeah?
Yes. So I just want to encourage people to come at our shows and be part of our Regatta Festival. Remember, the date is for next weekend from the 17th to the 20th of May. We have all the activities planned. The committee has been working hard to make sure everything is in place, ready for execution. So we want to just encourage the patrons, people, to come to our shows. There'll be a boat in Windward if you're living in Karakou, for people from Karakou and visitors who will be living in Karakou. There'll be a boat leaving every hour on the hour. We have 3 boats already lined up for that route from Windward to Pity Martinique. So we just want to appeal to the patrons and our visitors to come and enjoy your time in Pity Martinique. It'll be a wonderful weekend for the Whitsuntide weekend.
What's the cost, though? Do you have to pay for the boat from Windward to?
Yes, there will be a fee, but I don't have it on right now.
I think it's $25, something like that.
No. I mean, of course, it's good to know. I mean, so
when we get that, I should find out.
Just say it's affordable.
Yeah, affordable.
Well, I'm glad that you mentioned all of that, and to let our listeners know, everybody know, definitely Pity Martinique Regatta is alive.
Of course, it's alive.
And as we wrap it up, I want to just play this, my special song.
Okay. Nice.
Pity Martinique, my island. We're an island unique amongst the rest. The smallest of the tri-island states. Known by many as a cradle of
cradle of finesse. Beautiful island, wonderful island, outstanding amongst the trees. Rich in culture and highly favored, people loving as can be. We are an island in the sun, special to everyone. Gigi Botany, you are truly our home.
Here.
Line, open la la door.
Of course. I said you're closing the show with open la la. Which one?
Nice production coming out of Peter Man.
Yes, thanks, man. Yes,
you guys do a wonderful job. You know, Peter Man, like, you know, really is been transformed.
Of course, of course.
You can feel it, eh?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Okay, Mr. Logan.
All right, thank you all very much for having me.
All the best.
Okay.
Good one.
Okay, all the best.
All right, okay. As we continue right here on Vibes FM, Speak Out Unfiltered, we get in, you know, talking about what's happening in and around us.
Yes.
And we get each and every one of you involved as well. The telephone lines will be open again, 443-0101, 439-0101, 443-0101, and 439-0101. Now, earlier on, we were talking about expulsion. And this last wrong, you have to be careful where you're saying it, and who you're saying it and where you're saying it, because the minute you make some kind of statements that's not liking to Diablo, you're going there. Because I was just hearing last night, you know, that some expulsion took place, and I don't know how true it is, and I don't have much information on that yet, but I guess in the upcoming weeks, we just might be hearing a little bit more.
Let him expel, and but you're going to save the best for last. He will be expelled, don't worry.
Saving the best for last.
Saving the best for last, because I know you're going to be expelled too. So, what is it, Mr. Coy? You don't seem certain.
I'm certain.
Okay.
I'm certain that you see, what goes around comes around. That's what I'm certain about. And expulsion is something that will happen. It will come. I'm hearing Kim saying that he heard about expulsion and he hasn't heard much. But I guess one of the things that we do hear a lot on this program is that people call to share their views on things and to say what they know. I don't ever think that we all do know everything here, but of course we also rely on what the connections from the listeners. And I don't know if I don't know if we are going to be seeing a series of expulsions going forward, because I remember Honorable Delma Thomas said you have more to come.
Well, the minute you say the wrong thing, you call the wrong names.
Yeah, you can't call certain names.
You can.
Yeah.
Whenever I think of the late Hubert Blaise, something that he confided in me. He said, Leo, honestly, the last person in whose hands I'd like to see Grenada fall is KCM,
Yes, I think I recall him saying those things too.
And that sentiment was also echoed by Nicholas Brathwaite. People who mean well for Grenada can compete with Martinique. That was the sentiment across the board. And they were very sincere about what they were saying, because I said, boy, God knows if this thing happens. Well, I know they probably went to the grave disturbed, but the day that 2022, 23rd of June, they made a positive turn in the grave there. And that's what you see. We can't afford to reverse that trend. I mean, having the gumption of you, after 40 years, you're fighting as a tyrant. Why? Encouraging youth and say, I'll support you, I'll push you on, I've done my part. Even though my good wasn't good enough, but I've done my part. I don't expect to accomplish another 4 or 8 years for that matter, what I wasn't able to do in 40. So just sing a swan song and ride away into the sunset and say to God be the glory. What else you want? How? Why? But people.
But you're talking about swan song. We didn't get a chance to enjoy the swan song,
Well,
it was supposed to be the 50th anniversary.
Well, the string boss, no music can play swan song again. I see.
So I have no problem with the need for having to celebrate our independence. In fact, I can admit to you that I was hoping that would be my swan song.
No. Well, it didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
So
it didn't happen yet?
It is what it is.
Is it yet or it ain't happen?
It happened. It didn't happen and it's not happening.
It's not going to happen
again. And it can't happen again?
No. I mean, no. I mean, if he thinks, I know he thinks he could rule forever, but if he wants to live to the next 50 to celebrate that, it's up to him. But I know that ain't happening. Your chance gone, the 50 gone, no more 50 for you, gone, finished.
Finito.
Adios. Ali.
That's it.
And what will you say colloquially? Moved it.
Moved it, yes. Not moved it, come out it.
But I wonder what it feels like when you speak about somebody in this manner. And I'm going to play that little clip there. And now that person is there basically trying to unseat you.
A thorn in the flesh.
It's a thorn in the flesh. When you speak about them in this manner.
Here is a gentleman purporting to be, he said they assign him the task, the member for the town of St. George. He was being assigned the task to keep on top of the Rice Steiner issue, the briefcase issue. Imagine the biggest fraudster has been assigned to deal with the fraud to the Rice Steiner briefcase issue. That's his task. That's why he was speaking today on, and he telling me, I ain't talking about you, Prime Minister. He has been assigned, and he's the one, every time he's on a platform, the NNP is the biggest set of crooks. Imagine who talking about crookedness. Look who talking about crookedness, Mr. Speaker. This is a gentleman who was alleged, Mr. Speaker, right? Besides all the things that he did in New York, that he was, during the time of the revolution, he was behind his father with a gun. The biggest con men exist on that side of the house. And that's why we kept saying, Mr. Speaker, we'll have to unmask those masked men. Mr. Speaker, this is the gentleman, the honorable member for the town of St. George, who when his own mother-in-law decided to speak the truth and admit that he was a citizen, he launched one of the most vicious attacks ever a mother-in-law has had to face by a son-in-law, Mr. Speaker. He has no conscience at all. Just get between him and power. He could be his mother, his father, his mother-in-law. They will face the pen, Mr. Speaker. That's the character of the individual.
Right.
But they're spreading the venom. People used to pass me.
Okay, let me just take it off here. Go ahead, you're saying something.
Every time. What a conversation for Parliament. Eh? As they say in Karaku, Parliament is not a place to go and throw word and because.
TB.
Yes, take on the people's business, the government business, and see if you can discuss some programs on how we're going to help to elevate the country. You will.
Yeah.
I one time I remember I get and dress a jacket and tie, and talking about fighting top hill. Tell me something. How you get to that?
Oh, you remember that?
How you get to that? Eh?
Oh Lord.
I never seen that.
And you remember the one, I think this is the most comical, where the gentleman was not in Parliament. The issue with the hotel down in the south there, it took him to court and
yes,
he say,
Parliament. Yeah.
What? I mean, he ready to rub his sleeve in and go on the street
man.
and come let me deal with you.
Yeah, man.
That's the kind of
he said the guy
venom he has.
So if he had his way, the guy would have been subjected to a few expletives. Tell the guy where to get off.
But now, that same gentleman he's speaking about now is about or trying to take away the leadership.
Well, he is the one who quoted him, He's the one who quoted him out of the NDC, You remember when he was making this big to-do about his being a non-citizen, although Pete had his Commonwealth citizenship.
Yeah.
And my good friend, I strongly suspect, was a citizen of the United States at the time. But when the American attaché was contacted, he said, we plead the fifth.
Yeah.
We have nothing to tell.
Yeah, and why plead the fifth if that, you have that?
Well, that's Donald Trump. Because Donald Trump said, anybody who pleads the fifth,
yeah, guilty.
You're guilty of crook and criminal. Yeah. And he going to plead the fifth 400 times.
Yes. No, but he ain't guilty.
He ain't guilty, he innocent.
Yeah,
you see how this world can go? I never seen it.
Aye.
So, boy, I tell you what.
But I've been speaking about the steel cage. And like I said recently now, the cage has been built.
Mm-hmm.
They're putting up the bars and everything like that now, because they're getting ready to go in the ring. And it's just a matter of time before the referee gets a big lock to go and lock that gate.
Combination lock or just with key? Combination lock or with key?
No, with a key.
Okay, no, I'm just asking.
And this is the heavy duty lock.
Okay.
Now this kind of locks now, you can't go and burn them out, with no touch, And when he locked that there, he threw away the key. So it's one way out, climb to the top. Whoever get to the top and get out is the winner.
And you see, I always say you can only blame Diablo, Those people who are around him and try to enable this foolishness. Unknowingly, because they must know that this person is not the best person for Grenada, the state of Grenada. And what he would have done, the good things that he would have done for the state, every time I think about the shrimp farm, the Banderante, the call center, the Mount Hatman deal, and I have to add Karaku Port in it now, among other things. How could I hold this person in high esteem? How? And at the same time that is happening, in Carriacou. You think in this day and age, our one and only hospital can have a minor operating suite where a doctor could come and repair hernia and go? Huh? Or, I mean, the smallest of surgeries or thing, you're sitting there all this time and our only hospital, something that you could pick up from any dealer in Brooklyn, you can get a portable X-ray unit. We have to wait on SG to give us a unit. And I'm not proud. I would like to ask anybody who wants to represent it, why it took until 2022 before the people of Carriacou would get an X-ray unit. 2022, and it was not from the government coffers, SGU.
Yeah.
And you care about people so much, the poor and the vulnerable, those who need help and can get help. And then
but for the longest while, whoever is aligned and in there don't have a voice, And the two voices you hear coming out now, like Boswin, the Burt and stuff like that, you see what's going on. You're hearing some of the
people, I don't understand. For example, this girl is, what was I said, Simon Says?
Yes, Simon Says, yeah.
You get this girl, I don't know, and then the other person is Brenda Hood. So I call them the hearful and the hearless. Why are these people, and they know better, especially this Simon Says, because at one point in time you were able to see all the things that was so wrong about what this man was doing. I mean, the telephone operator, I would still give him a blight.
Yeah.
Because he was always in the wrong
church. He went to the wrong church.
Wrong church. He been worshiping the same church all the time. Even though he's worshiping to Lucifer and not Christ, but he been worshiping there. But usually you come out from one thing to the other and you're jumping like Rapo. And you want somebody to respect your point of view. Boy, he must have Bajan in the wall. How about we take it?
Bajan?
Bajan, he must have Bajan in the wall.
So people will fight?
I ain't saying nothing. But I ain't saying people won't fight. But when you do things like that, you annoy people.
So they'll fight?
Yeah.
Resist, they'll fight, they'll pull it back.
Yeah. Wow.
And that speaks volume there.
Yeah, man.
And this is one of the reasons, again, I just spoke about Simon Says there, And sometimes people are looking for a home and they can't find one, so they end up,
Stay outside. If you can, if there's room, you're going to stay outside. Keep your foot,
And as Boswin said, need a house and with pillars to start building again. But it's not in the making, and this is one of the things that they're saying now, that Diablo is going around here, there, and everywhere, making all these Taliban moves and everything like that to see if he could get back.
Well, compare then to now. What here we're talking about now. Free primary and secondary education. And to some extent provide a meal at school. So for those who can't afford it, because empty bag can't stand, you can't learn on an empty stomach. So we're providing a school for you. And the means to get and stay there. That's what we have now. How come in only 40 years you didn't see the need for that? You never advocated that. Have the nerve and the gall and the gumption to say, who could pay must pay. But a cent coming out in your pocket. So people, I don't understand. Where your common sense go? Enough is enough. You've exploited people of the state of Grenada enough. Take your bundle and go.
But as you just spoke about free education, meals and everything like that, right? The answer from them on the other side, well, if you're giving out free, you're paying school fees and you're giving them free meals and everything like that, what about transportation? Give them free too?
But
why you never give them none? You never give them any. This government come in now and give them 3, and you said, well, what about that too? Again, no vision. That's what it says, They have no plans, no nothing, and now they realize that progress has been made, and they are left behind because they never was on train, and this transportation train is moving faster.
Yes.
Yeah, man. We're going.
But I understand there's some move afoot to assist with school children transportation.
Well, speaking about transportation,
Yeah.
they recently, Coy, what
Yes.
date was that they had a press conference?
Tuesday.
On Tuesday, right?
Yes.
On transportation.
Transportation industry.
And this is something that's needed badly in Grenada for the longest while. And I don't know how come, well, it's in Diablo, they never really care anyway. But this government now is trying to implement some kind of transportation system, which is going to make it easier for people to get from point A to point B and faster. And also, in the same system there, they're hoping now to include, first of all, on the what they call it pilot project, school children. School children, which would be part of that, so they would be looking to move school children out of the public or out of the private too, but it's public transportation system to give a little bit more space, and that would be free of cost.
Boy, when you stop and think about what I consider to be not just wickedness, but public wickedness. You and your ministers, after 2 terms, are entitled to a pension. So we have to take care of you when you're no longer able to take care of yourself. But the average Grenadian must not have that because it's going to bankrupt the country. So the money is there. But let the court decide. The court decided. After the court decided, then you want a commission to decide whether or not we should pay the people their pension. The so-called $400 and some odd million is going to cost. Didn't cost a fraction of that, less than a quarter. And the pension was paid. The teachers were given their monies and so on and so forth. And all these good things that this young and so-called inexperienced group must bring to fruition. You there only giving some empty promises all your life. And I say, boy, what a while. It scares me, because I've never seen any situation, never heard of any situation where any of these politicians were involved in theft. I can say that. But I'm a little worried because, again, I'm a student of old folks. And old folks say, anytime you're lying too much, you're thieving. You see that,
One comes with the other.
Yes, they're closely related, lion thief.
Twins, at times, but we refer to as twins.
So you have to worry. We have leading us. Where are we going? Enough is enough. Come out, they take you bundle and go. Let people, give them a chance. All these things that were done in this short space of time you're criticizing. Somebody saying they want to build a teaching hospital, but all the way in St. David's. All the way in St. David's, Right now, your first option is Barbados. Also, I know which is closer. Or second to that, I don't know which one. Or the States, if you could afford it.
The States.
And here's somebody saying, no, boy, our health is important. And the things that we could need, and we have them. You have a university as SGU with all the students. What a better thing to do than to create a teaching hospital where we would have state of the art. And we went together with transplanting heart,
But you talk about the people making statements, and those Diablonians that are doing that because they are empty. There's nothing to really say. So they're just saying anything that comes to their mouth which doesn't make much sense. Better to keep quiet.
I back in my party because my party is strong.
No, that's one of the problems that they have because you're saying, quite in St. David's. I mean, quite in St. David's. You from St. George's, you drive a good half an hour. You're in St. David's. As compared to going on the airport, booking ticket to travel to Trinidad or to travel to Barbados. And all the expenses and all the things that are involved, as a matter of fact, it's so much. But still you're saying quite in St. David's. Again.
I could think of so many things that make me giddy. I know, again, I may sounding flip-floppish, but we're talking about why is it for a couple $100,000 we couldn't afford night landing in Carriacou? And even though, remember, I pressed him on that issue, you know. And our good lady was saying that we do, in fact, have night landing. Well, thank goodness, somebody with better judgment say, well, we'll have it after we're in the process of doing now and getting what we actually need to afford us night landing.
Yeah, and for all this time, we never had it, but it's coming though. By the end of the year, this government saying that it should be implemented. So,
well, well, those good things, and I tell you, whatever little energy I have left, I'll invest it. And you see this Hillsborough port? This Hillsborough port, I can't talk about it loud enough and often enough, because the jetties where I catch my first big jacks. That is food. Put it back there. We want a port of entry. We want to go to not only boy.
And that will be coming very soon. It's in the making right now. As a matter of fact, there's a committee I know that's spearheading and trying to put everything together before we go further. Let me just start calls. Vibes FM. Landline caller coming.
Hey, morning, Kim. Morning, you on the panel.
Morning.
Yeah, Kim. Diablo allow all stupidness to go on in Grenada because he want to stay in power. You see, he want to stay in power, he allow everything. I saw the people on the by the port in Grenada who making nice, the vendors say they had to move. I saw Peter there in the news what time it was. Peter and he himself knew that the people and them had us to move. Because there was someone I know went to get a thing there, a spot. They will do the little selling too. And they want to put up a little something, you know, there. And the authority told her that it does not make sense because the people who they have to move, and that was in Diablo time.
Yeah.
So when you hear Peter coming, no, and talking and saying blah 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 blah, you understand? Don't bother with them. That's just to fool the people and to get their support. You understand?
Yeah.
And Peter and Diablo is the same thing. They will do anything to get power. No difference. So Grenada had to get out from that boy and them. They no good. They no good.
Yeah, correct.
Even that bus, the whole bus thing and all kind of thing. They don't, the transportation. That should arrange long. You understand? But Diablo never want to touch anything what will affect him from moving out of power. He feels that might, you know, that go humbug him. So he don't want to touch anything. So he just allow people to do anything. You think Grenada come? Grenada is lawless. Everybody do anything they want. And that's why we are in that kind of situation today. All right, thank you. And you all have a good day.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay. 443-0101, 439-0101. Again, 443-0101 and 439-0101. And our WhatsApp numbers are 534-3097, 534-3097, and 403 rather, 403-0101, 403-0101. Okay. Getting back into the conversation, and as we're just speaking there, and you'd realize now that the people in the country are seeing the difference. They're seeing the change, and they are accepting it. But the NNP Diablonians, you know, that was my word, are not able to accept it. And this is one of the problems that they have now. But if they don't get on board, they'll be left behind, you know. They'll be left behind.
Well, you're never in front.
Well,
if you're behind, you're never in front. You're left behind. So, people actually believe, you know, because my boy is so skillful. It doesn't take much to fool fools. Because here I have this big this cash of money in my office, And here you're coming to, your manna is coming from heaven. Not knowing easy little same old coconut oil frying, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy get away with this for too long. And I blame those who know better and are not doing any better, but being around this guy, enabling him this foolishness. Is enough, is enough. Go. Yeah. You never hear more. Wow.
Someone just messaged me, what they saying there?
Mm-hmm.
That they believe that the convention is on the way, coming soon. That's the view, right?
Well, then they have to put out our binoculars to see.
Is it at a distance? What are you saying? You need binoculars?
Yes, because no. We have. I want to go too close to the boat, but I want to see go down Osprey. So I need to see who it was, because people must, and those, well, you can't follow them, but you have to take them and put them in a class and try to educate them, because, oh God, how long are you going to do the wrong thing? Be independent. Do for self. Then you don't have to depend on anybody, and nobody could talk to you how they very well want.
Vibes FM landline caller, come in.
Mr. Kim Milser.
Yes, good morning.
This is your cousin up in Brunswick, the grandson, grandboy, or whatever you call it.
Okay.
And you saw your cousin also too, and maybe Brother Coy too. I mean, we all are cousins from Carriacou there, right?
Yeah, man. Yes.
Yes. Okay, gentlemen. Mm-hmm. And any particular topic, my brother?
Oh, we're discussing here. We have a few topics we've been discussing. You just joined us?
Well, in between.
Well,
I've been in between.
Basically, what we have to do to keep our head above water and not to permit the return of Diablo and crew. So that's the struggle we're discussing. What we think is necessary to do, what we have to do to stay ahead of the game, yeah, and stay top of the fray.
Well, may I act like a fortune teller at this time? Then, my opinion now. This is my opinion.
Go ahead.
I don't see how. Well, you call him Diablo. I call him the Black Devil or whatever it is. Could ever come back in power in Grenada? I don't see it. But anyway, may I just divert from that issue or topic there? I think that is going around is that a guy been found with a container of arms and ammunition from the United States, and he walked out free from court. And I think, again, Grenada is the first in the world. Listen, one guy left some part of the United States and ended up in the Turks and Caicos Island, and he had a few bullets in his suitcase. America didn't see it. And they're the safest country in the world. And he is facing 12 years in jail for that, for some bullets. And coincidentally, our ex-commissioner is commissioner in the Turks and Caicos right now. Right? Mm-hmm. So I think it is, well, I don't know the law and things like that, but I don't see how that guy could walk out free. I don't see. So if you all want to give me some ideas of how and why or so, I will appreciate it. But this is my main thing this morning. I have a lot of things to talk about, but I don't want to divert your conversation. But again, like I said, I don't see how Keith Mitchell could come back in power again in Grenada. I don't see it. Thank you.
Okay,
and I'm going to go back and listen.
Right.
Any question for the man, as a matter of fact?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
So I will go back and listen.
Okay.
And if I have to call again, I surely call. But I don't want to divert your topic too much. Okay, sir?
Okay.
Gentlemen?
Good, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye then.
Okay.
Ready.
Now, there's another talk that's in the air. And you're getting some feedback again, which I think, is unnecessary, especially when it's been negative, is the gun amnesty.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think it's one of the best things that could ever happen in our trial and state here, to ask people, listen, you have an illegal arm, firearm, whatever the case might be, before we find you with it and jail you, we give you 90 days to bring it in. If it's legal, it's different. But if it's illegal, bring it in. What's wrong with that? Mm-hmm. Because if you're trying to control crime, I mean, this is one of the best things you could ever do to get people, to cooperate.
You know,
Before you comment, hold on, just a second. Vibes FM, landline caller coming.
Yeah, hello, what's up?
All right, okay.
How are you guys doing in
Okay,
Carriacou?
all right.
I'm calling from mainland.
Yeah.
And what we had to do, we had to keep focus because you know the NNP like to distract. And distract. Once we keep focus, that's all we had to do because my MP in Northeast St. George's doing wonders up here. Ronald Red,
yeah.
Congratulations to my MP. And all the ministers working hard. And I think hats off to we beloved Prime Minister, Brother Deacon Mitchell. Take your hats off to yourself. And we had to keep focused, and that's all we had to do. Just keep focused. Because a lot of work doing in this country here. Plenty work doing. All over. So the negative thing with them NNP and them coming with, we don't have to bother with them. With that. We just have to keep focused and register with people and them to vote. Register when your cousin, your aunt, your sister come down from America, England, Canada. Make sure they register and don't worry, let it talk. And that's all.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay. Okay. You were talking just now about the amnesty, Salio, yeah.
No, I was saying, because I am not, I don't believe in a dictatorship. But nowadays, this so-called democracy is being so abused. And I never taken the lead from other countries. But things could be twisted in so many ways. And it seems that it always falls on the side of the haves. So if somebody will raise a voice, and a loud voice for the have-nots, and the country that I always pride and I always want to see as the best country because it has been good to me, but when I look at a few things that are happening there now, it's something for concern, you know. Some things for concern. And you're wondering who is doing what for who. He says, boy, these people, they're just doing for self and those who could afford. And the democracy is losing the battle, indeed losing the battle. And the same thing, I'm saying all this to say that this gun amnesty we have to be hard with it, you know.
Yes.
Too much democracy is always good, you know. And if that is what they're asking you to do, to turn in your firearms and you have that period to do so, and you do it after that, forget democracy, you know.
Yep.
Richmond Hill.
Yes.
What again?
That's the penalty.
Richmond Hill.
You found with it. No questions asked.
I think we might see. I like about the guy watch me, you know, because he's a sort of a.
I know you say you don't like how I watch you, but I listen to what you're saying, and I understanding that. You said once the amnesty means that you'll be pardoned up to this period.
Okay.
You have access to, and we will not do anything legally. Yes, the law would be relaxed during this period. But as soon as that period
finishes,
the law will be activated in full force.
Okay.
So I understand that, and again, it might be difficult for people who have had firearms for all their life or for a while undercover, without knowing, without the public and now they have to face the music and say, yes, I have, and this is it. Whether they would be given one on reapplying or not reapplying because they didn't apply in the first instance is a different matter. But I think the way to get people to fall in line is to apply the law.
Well, we're beginning to see the use of firearms, and we want to stop the proliferation of that kind of a thing. Killing people with firearms, and you have some young, and as a matter of fact, to a great extent, the use of today products of the poor and vulnerable, you know. People who don't understand that I could do for self and be independent and make myself somebody, and they vex with the whole world, and they're not including themselves. So, we need those of us who think that we could be a guardian to the situation. Enforce it. Do what has to be done get rid of it right now. Don't wait until it gets out of hand and say, for I always look at our neighbor Trinidad. I tell me about gang, this and gang, that and gang, so and so. You out of your mind? But I look at a gunplay on the streets of Trinidad one time. I said, no. That can be in a civil society. And if we're not careful and if we don't take necessary steps, we'll soon follow. So we have to curb that because it's not good for society.
Definitely. Vibes FM, London caller coming.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Dr. Keith Mitchell, he's going all over the country now, all over Grenada, having meetings in the night. I don't know what you want to come back to Grenada. I don't know what you want to come back to rule Grenada. What he coming back to do? Because for 23 years he was there, he never did nothing. And people could testify to that. It's only his people that want him back because maybe what they used to get, they ain't getting it again and they can't get it. So they really want him to come back to get more rich. Because a lot of them get rich from him get rich when the party was there because the work they was doing, some of them didn't even deserve it, but they was there. So they want him to come back maybe to get more rich. Because I don't know what he coming back to do. Because for 23 years he was there. What he had to do, he never do it. These young children come now and they're doing it and everybody see what is going on in the country. The country is moving forward. It's only the NNP people segregate that don't see what's going on. Every time I ain't see nothing going on, Look, we have on the beach now, before you say knife, and they talk about putting lights because water went down. Look, lights start to put up already. Poles putting up and whatnot. Before those boys talk about what they have to do, you see work is doing. So I don't know what he's coming back and want to come back here to do. You want to come back to kill Grenadian? This is the only thing I see you want to come back to do, to kill all Grenadian now. Because that man never done nothing. All what he do is just sell out all the matrimony, the shrimp farm. You know what I mean? I saw somebody say that they should really have this man locked up. Because for all the money that blue-eyed people come, they came here and take and go. And nobody can give account about it. Even go so far with the shrimp farm, he say FBI will be thinking and whatnot. Up to now, we ain't hearing nothing about that case. But he want to come back in Grenada. He want to come back and rule. What he come back and rule? You remember what Mr. Boson said? This is not the NDC of long ago. This is a young, vibrant NDC, and we have a vibrant leader. That leader is not a Fukmush leader. He has his sense on, and anytime he's going to do something, he's going to do something, and he's going to do something what is good. He ain't going to do nonsense. He ain't going to do nonsense at all. So this man, tell him, I don't know what he can cool himself. Take him 90 million and go away somewhere and rest himself. And stop beating up himself every night or other night. He going all over and having meeting and having a set of stupid people behind him and thinking that he go come back. He won't come back. And he will never come back. So tell him, this Mr. Keith Claudius Mitchell, you cool yourself and stop your nonsense. Just rest yourself now. You had enough of politics and rest yourself. I find it's time for your rest.
Okay.
Time for your rest yourself and just relax yourself now. No politics again for you. That's done.
Yeah. Politically RIP.
To me, that is done. That is a no-no for you now. And all who trying for you to come back, tell them it's a no-no. So Mr. Kim, I'll have a blessing.
Thank you, and same for you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you said something while she was talking. Sorry.
I said politically RIP.
Rest in peace.
Yes.
Well, that's what it is. I mean, the final rest in peace. But sometimes, like I sometimes would say, sometimes you're dead and you don't realize you're dead. You know, people might feel
that's possible to say.
Yeah.
You're dead and you know you're dead.
Yeah.
Well, that's a reality. How many people would come back and tell you they're dead?
And how many people that come back and tell us they're dead?
Yeah, precisely. So that you can't look at it.
Yeah, but in true essence, you know, the whole atmosphere now, as this college was saying there, you know, whereby going here nighttime, Nicodemus, right? Nicodemus,
Yeah, Nicodemus is the one who
Yeah.
traveled by night.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
And having pockets of meat in there and pockets of meat in there. I mean, really, it, in my view, it's sad. Very, very sad to see where we've been and where we come to. Really. I mean, you know, I can't, I always say, you know, you're going to leave at your height. Leave at the height. Leave at the best. Don't wait until you start to deteriorate before you decide to leave or make a comeback. It doesn't make any sense. That doesn't work anymore. I mean, the world has changed so much that, you know, you have to know when to say when. Vibes FM, landline caller, come in.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, yes.
I'm a regular listener to your program.
Yes.
Yesterday I was listening to your program and I tried calling and didn't get through.
Yesterday?
So I have a family with building a house. The house is on family land and it go from generation to generation. Then is the last generation that living on the land. He start building the house and this government put it to a hole. So when he go to the inland revenue, they told him that he have to get a surveyor the land and put it on his name and to get things right. So he did that. So now they're telling him they owe the taxes over how much thousand, I don't know if it's $30,000 or $20,000 he had to pay. So what I'm saying, these young children just have to work and they just trying to help themselves. Where are they going to get $30,000 to pay that money and then to start the business? I find the government should do some way to help people like that in that situation. You know, even though they have to pay something small and then they start to pay fresh, I will see to that.
Caller, before you leave, I just wanted to make this point that we were just talking there about gun amnesty. You know, the government has also made an amnesty for people who owe. Like in these cases, yes, they have reduced it significantly so that they can pay it off. So the opportunity is there as well. You know, if you have the intention to really deal with it. Yeah. No. I'm saying there is an arrangement under the amnesty, yeah, for people to go and make arrangements and so on. For example, I know someone who's at a $40,000 debt, and under the amnesty, I mean, they were able to bring it down to about 10, even less. So I'm just saying there are opportunities there. You can go and make the necessary arrangements and solve that problem.
What I'm saying, these young children, they get this land. You know, sometimes people buy land before they couldn't read and write, and maybe they buy the land cash. Who knows? And it goes from generation to generation, and you know, the last set of children now come and trying to live on the land. So they don't know the people that died. Yes, they tell them it's their father or their grandfather, and you know. So this
but is the property registered in their name?
No, the property is registered that is the grandchildren, I have to say. You know, the father, children.
Yeah, so they passed on, right? They passed on,
so,
right?
So the father passed on, the owner of the land passed on, their father passed on, and you know, sisters passed on. So the last generation that living now is the aunt and the children by the father's side. Yeah. Yeah.
But like I was just saying there, if they were to go and speak to them, there's an amnesty that was put in place, you know, to assist people of that nature, so they don't have to pay a lump sum. Maybe they could make some sort of an agreement, you know, if it so come to that, and do it over a period of time. I don't know the situation that you're talking about, so I can't really make too many comments about that. But you know, I'm just saying.
Yeah, so what I'm telling you is that land is not by the road. You know, it's land way up.
Whatever.
Ownership. Just try to determine the ownership, and they could take it from there.
They would have to establish
that. They can't find because when they go there.
Yeah, well, of course, it's not theirs.
They pay tax up to 90.
Who's
they
they?
Find the name of the people that really think that is the problem. The people
But
died already.
But if they've been paying taxes, the tax receipt supposed to say, the property involved and
Yes,
maybe
exactly. But when they go there, they tell them they don't see no name. So they say, well, how the tax pay up to 92 and there is no name?
But the number of the property would be able to, they have a lot,
Yeah, I mean,
numbers and everything like that should be able to guide
So
them
I
to
don't know, but anyway, I
something.
think they went and they do some sort of a thing. They survey and what, and I don't know, they go back to, I don't know what else they
Well,
thinking.
once they need some assistance, I know the authorities would be glad to work with them. But,
The government are saying, they're saying this government don't doing nothing to help young people. I say. They say the Kit Mitchell used to help young people and look out for them, but this government don't helping young people and they don't doing nothing to help young people. So that is why I call and find out the situation.
Okay, all right. This government is helping a lot of young people, right? Putting things in place so that they can have ownership
Yes,
and title deed and so on. No, hold on. I'm saying that this government does it. You are saying that this government doesn't do it, and the one before used to do it. But I'm saying to you that this government, the NDC administration at present, does help out people, and create opportunities like these. All you have to do is to go in and discuss.
Well, caller, let me add a little bit there too. You said since 1990 to 2022, that's about 32 years.
Yes.
And the past government didn't do anything about it, did they?
No, well, you see, they didn't start to do anything. They didn't start to do it. Only about 2022, after this election, they start to do it.
I get it. Yeah.
Yes, there is
I get where we're coming from too.
Yeah. Okay, caller, thank you so much, okay?
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're most welcome. Yeah, and that's kind of information, calling to find out, but of course with undercover kind of venom, saying, hey, this government ain't doing anything. And the last time it was paid was 1992. 1990 or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, let us not try to spread no kind of propaganda here. This government is doing things. Don't come and say that this government ain't doing anything and the one before did it, because that's not correct. 2 years. I mean, less than 2 years we're talking about. They have been trying. They have been putting things in place to ensure that all the mistake and things that took place then are corrected now.
Well,
so get the title deed. Know who is the owner. If your grandparents know the owner, go and find out, and then start to pay based on ownership.
And not even that, they would get a title deed, because the people who have been owning the property apparently have passed on so long ago, and now the property is basically, he has no owner.
Yeah, well,
Vibes FM landline caller coming.
On the body property.
Yeah, go ahead.
You hear this stupid guys they're coming on there now?
Yeah.
That this government is not helping young people?
Yeah.
The amount of progress that's going on to help young people, sending them back to school, that they could go and get education. You're trying to explain to her what could happen if anything goes back and see what is what and what not and what not. But this government isn't helping young people. You hear this foolishness?
Yeah.
You hear the dotishness about these people? That is dotishness.
It is.
Help this government helping young people. All what she have to do, and the people whoever have the land, not she own the land, but whoever taking the land, let them go back to the government. And that's how Mr. Leo is explaining to her, and take it from there and see what is what. But come with this stupidness now. That gets me so mad there now. That the public can't call it. This is dotishness. I'm helping here for young people, man. And this woman coming and say this stupidness.
Oh, yeah.
What teachers help the young people doing? Just have them in money and have them dance. They graduating every month or every month they graduating a piece of paper and you couldn't get a good work. And just staying home and getting a 700 and 800. That's what that's help young people. Huh?
Yeah.
That's help young people.
Mm-hmm.
With no vision.
Yeah.
Come on, man. That is dotation to these people, man. I hate to hear this stuff.
Yeah, but that's normal. That's normal. Again, that's coming from the farm, eh? It's coming from the farm.
The farm.
And you always talk about the farm, so
But you know, we just can't. I mean, and I think people should stop and think before they make some comments. I mean, or you could come and say a thing as that, and when you know that is not so, you know it's not so. But I don't know if you've been put up to it. But come on, think.
Vibes FM. Line caller coming. Line caller.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Morning, Rio.
Yes, sir. Morning. How are you?
Morning.
Afternoon now, I think.
Afternoon,
well, something like that.
Afternoon. Big time.
Someone make me have to call too. King the King, when these people call, you should pick them up early. Them elements, that's how they just come. Yeah? They start off on one thing, and then they chew in the bad vibes in between and think that we are stupid. What happening now is that we are putting things straight, so they have to pay now, so they're getting scared. They're calling now and trying to show that our government not doing anything. Well, I will tell this lady something. Sit over here and only take all your blues, or you could grieve and die for my popcorn. Amen.
This guy's transformed. Well,
and we have a lot more, you know. Do not think that this is just one, but there are a lot of people planning and trying to deceive us with information so they could say what they want and poison the minds of people. I mean, we have to be very careful, you know. Don't just take what they are saying for granted and lightly. Throwing the seed of doubt and confusion at this time help them. But we don't want that to happen.
Hold on a second. Vibes FM, line caller.
I just call back I want to let my people that called me, not me that say that Kit Mitchell is to help people, you know. I am an NDC. All my children is NDC. My love, my friends, I don't call to attack my government. I only say people saying that government does not help young people. And I know they're helping young people. But I just call to find out if you have certain things in place, whereas they could get these things straight. That is what I call to say and find out. But I don't call to say nothing to hell was the other party. I the NDC.
Okay.
So don't call me and say that lady said this and say that my love. No. Maybe you didn't hear what I'm saying. Have a blessed evening.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, thank you for calling.
Thank you.
I play my radio there. I take my program every time.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Yeah, well, no. I mean, it's a matter of interpretation there. I mean, what I heard, what was said that you know, and I had to respond to the statement that this administration does not do anything. I mean, in fact, yes, caller. I mean, I hear you that you are a supporter. But I'll be careful what you're saying.
Is the way it was interpreted and the way she came about with the story. You know, it sounds like
complaint.
Right.
Complaint and to make that the allegation that you know, and you know, it's like you rubbing it in and saying, hey, listen, I mean, them government ain't doing anything. But caller, you call back and you explained in that way. But yeah, anybody who want to come with all kind of negative thing, please be aware.
Okay, 443-0101, 443-0101, 439-0101. Those are the numbers you can call if you want to participate. And our WhatsApp numbers are 534-3097, again 534-3097, and 403-0101. 403-0101. If you want to call and join the conversation, you can do so. Before we go further, let me take another call, guys. Vibes FM, landline caller, come in. Landline caller.
Yes, I'm just calling to find out.
Yes.
These trucks that that drive along the road with dust in the box. Isn't there a law to cover that? I'm sitting on the veranda and dust want to blind me. Can something be done about that?
Well, there is, you know, they're supposed to be driving with that covered properly with tarpaulin or some kind of a covering, you know, to make sure that it doesn't fly around.
I think they're going with it somewhere Mount Pleasant or wherever it is. And truck after truck, with this, some is gravel and some is fine dirt. I tell you. Oh my gosh.
I could imagine.
Yes.
Especially
yes.
it's so dry now. I mean, there's no rain or nothing falling now. And then that could be a problem, real problem.
Yes, it is. It is a big one too. And for people who have, asthma or anything
health issues,
like that,
yeah.
that's not so good, eh?
Yeah. Well,
why are the policemen? Policemen should be looking.
Well, what I think you could do, if you go to call the police and bring it to call them and tell them, what's taking place, and see if you're going to get some assistance. You should be able to get some assistance, because once you see, in most instances, sometimes they don't know. Sometimes they're not even aware of it.
Depends on where the truck is coming from.
Right. Yes. Sometimes they don't know.
Yeah. Right.
So I think you could call the police. You want a number 443.
Yes.
443-7842. 7842.
7842.
And tell them what's happening and where you are, and maybe they might be able to assist you.
Thank you.
Most likely, okay.
Thank you. Keep up the good work.
Okay, thank you so much, okay.
Yes.
All right, there's a lot of
you're talking about they're not aware. I mean, if you are providing a service for hire, you are providing a service and you're transporting things from point A to point B. There are rules and regulations. I mean, you tell me you don't know that you're driving through a community that it doesn't have to be covered.
But
it should be covered.
People.
So what?
People in general, wherever there's a
loophole,
or to just break the law, they do it.
Because
until they pull them up.
It's a serious issue, I mean, a serious matter, not just a matter of dust flying, but a lot of people have health challenges and health issues, and you're going through this thing. That's just from a health standpoint, but from a legal standpoint, you ought to have that covered, not exposed to the public. So, both from a health standpoint and both from a legal standpoint, you have to get it right. So, I mean, if you providing that service, please ensure that you have a tarpaulin and even garbage. For example,
properly, all of that,
you're going through a community with them garbage just exposed, so it has to be covered legally, responsible.
But again, it takes the citizens to bring it to the attention of the authorities.
That's the point. If we don't know, anything will be done to us. Anything will be done to us. So what if the lady called and say, well, what is happening? Then it's a matter to report to the police. The law has been broken. And so attention must be given to that kind of thing.
Definitely, I quite agree with you on that, And I saw recently, even some of the drivers who are operating with this dirt or gravel, whatever the case might be, wearing a mask.
Yeah.
I saw them wearing masks. So you just imagine that they're protecting themselves, but when they go through the community, they just don't care.
See, all people are so resistant to change. And sometimes you do things in their own interest, and they're complaining. It's good for you. That's why we're doing it. But I've seen individuals kick up a storm about things that are detrimental to you.
And it's in their own interest?
Yeah, of course. So when you do that, but sometimes we need to take a stance on certain things, health issues and those type of stuff. For the life of me, you look at a few things, just as good citizenry. You have at night, you have some cars coming in the opposite direction with those LED lights, and those things will dazzle. You know what? You're not the only person on the road. You must be considerate about the other drivers. So you're on your full beam and dazzling everybody. I think they should ban them for Christ Almighty. It's only a matter of time before somebody gets so blown out over the road or somebody loses their life because they're blinded and can't see.
They couldn't see.
So it's a lot of things that
But you're quite right about us earlier, And I've experienced it, and I spoke to the police about it, And I told them that it should be banned, and they should be very, very aggressive in doing it.
Yeah.
Because you're driving at night, and you're blinded. What I would do, I mean, I usually just park up. I mean, and give them the road. But that should not be the case. And one of the response that came from some of the persons involved is that that's the way the vehicle came. It came with those kind of lights. But those vehicles were not designed for this region in this kind of way, They're designed maybe for the US, maybe Japan or whatever, and they brought down here. So now if they bring them down here, then they should be adapt to the condition that we have here. This kind of lights, this LED or whatever, and things like that. You just can't see.
I wonder how and an area that top of the road, for example, where you have edges that is not
yeah, you're not protected. Yeah,
you can go right to
top of it.
Yeah, you go up. Yeah,
You mean 16?
Well, just the whole.
You go up the whole thing. The whole thing. Yeah. You could just run up the edge just like that, because the thing about it is that you're blinded. You just can't see. So you can average the edge properly because too much light's in the face.
But I think I see they have some reflective lights on the side.
On the corners.
Around some
corners. On the corners.
What needs to be done? There must be some guidelines as to the lights that you use.
Well, I've heard it so many times that these people have the lights, and however, when they're going to test it, to get it tested, they put back all these things that are necessary. That
for inspection.
For inspection, yes. After that, they
evaluation again.
Yeah, and that is. We know it happening, we see it happening, and yet nothing is being done to curb it, to quell it. So if we know it's happening, why give them the license?
Well, the thing about it is that if they come to you for inspection, proper, and they pass inspection, fine. But what if we know that the law has been broken and people are complaining? Then there should be some night activity from the law enforcement officers to make sure that the rules and all regulations are observed. So if you find them at night driving like that, they ticket them, and they have to come in and then correct it, and you ticket them again, and maybe there might be other ways of dealing with the situation besides that. But I'm just saying, when you go to pass for the inspection, like some guys would do, they would replace things temporary.
Take out the dark screen, and making sure that it is, you could see through it. But as soon as you leave there and go, you put back the tilt.
And sometimes it's for your own safety.
Well, see, our society here in Karaku, we so sort of anti-rules and regulations, especially when everything is affecting us. And it's going to take some time, but those things we should start implementing them ease by ease, and hopefully in the years coming you'll have full implementation. People will understand what it is. In London, England, everybody driving backlight,
Yeah.
Backlight. So we're not asking you to drive with backlight here because probably the lights we have not as much in the street lights and so on. So, but drive with the low beam, no man.
Well, in New York, you can't drive on the high beam.
No.
The police will stop you immediately, and not even that. By stopping you, they'll check to see if your low beam working too.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, but I think it was you said a while ago that we not are people that like to follow regulations.
No.
We like to just do what we want, how we feel. I feel like putting on the light now, so
Yep.
And we don't like to follow regulations, and we come and complain. No, we have to do better than that. We have to change our mindset, and to those who have to apply the law.
Kim, you'll be surprised to know, in New York now, I remember the days of Dinkins, but people will be having parties in a residential area, full volume. And those guys on the microphone, you could hear, you didn't Timbuktu hear or see on it. That happening now, as much as I despise Giuliani puts up.
But I'll stop to that.
When there was a time in Brooklyn, they come around and the music a little loud and they warn you. Lower the music. And you put it back up again, you box.
Everything going.
Because not everybody want to participate, but sometimes somebody next door with a headache, somebody next door with a toothache, somebody next door want to sleep to go to work in the morning. Have some consideration for your neighbor, man.
I don't think it will take the law the law to tell you to have consideration for your neighbor.
Well, of course they have to. That's why they have laws in the first place.
I mean, so
if people will voluntarily take the necessary actions to do things right, you have no need for police.
So Leo, is not that part of our own common sense nature? To see, to understand that.
I like it, but how common is common sense?
Huh?
How common is common sense here?
How
common is common sense?
Well, the truth is, it might not be so common, but
but
I'm saying, I mean, naturally speaking, generally speaking, common sense to know that my actions could affect others significantly.
Okay.
They don't pay that no mind.
Okay.
They don't care.
That's why I have laws and policemen.
Yes. That's it, Because just yesterday, I think, Koi, on your program, I think with the police.
The police, yeah. They say about noise
pollution.
Yes.
And I heard one, I think it was Mr. Marshall,
Yes, Mr. Marshall, yes.
He was complaining about the noise right in his backyard.
Yeah.
And they, to making this noise, without even thinking, and you can't sleep, you can't do this, you can't do nothing like that. They need to do something about it.
See, because...
Yes, Vibes FM, land caller coming.
Mr. Kim, good afternoon. Mr. Leo and Mr. Coy.
Good afternoon, my dear.
Mr. Kim, I believe or I think it's time for this administration to put some structures in place regarding some people that's on the road. They say they're doing the bushing or cleaning drill. There's no bush now. There's nothing to clean. And in my PD, there's about 9 of them. They're going out in the morning, 6:30, sitting on the side of the road, who cleaning the sneakers, who's lying down on plastic, and they're getting money. That going on for years. It should continue under the NNP because all of them are NNP supporters. But it's time. We can't waste money like that. There's nothing, absolutely nothing to do on the side of the road now. So my question is, why should this administration just throw in money like that to these people? Something should be done, and it should be done as soon as possible. For years, these people doing that, and the same set of people, Somebody have to open their eyes and look to see these people are not doing what they want and think is NNP still. They don't say NDC win, but they're ruling. But they damn lie. They're ruling nothing. And every one of them, I know them one by one. They're NNP supporters coming out on morning, sitting down on the side of the road looking for a stone. And then they're getting up and go and getting money at the end of the week or the end of the fortnight.
Caller, is this part of the debushing program or something of the nature?
Well, there's no debushing now, Mr. Kim. What about debush?
But rain and falling, yeah.
No, it's dusty.
Yeah. Both don't even getting bush to eat. What are debushing? It's not NNP anymore, and something must be done.
Yeah.
We can do things the same old,
Yeah.
Have a good day, Mr.
Okay,
King,
thank you.
Yes,
Mr.
quite.
Leo and Mr. Coy.
You too, my dear. You too.
Yes, thank you very much.
You too.
Thank you very much, caller. But I think they have agreed to have a permanent gang. They call it gang, yes? A permanent gang at all times. At different times they would increase the number of gangs, but at all times there is a gang in a community that deals with the cleaning up. And what I see happening also is that they picking up all those dry stuff, and as part of the bushing process.
Something I'd like to see again, and particularly, it should not be too difficult for Carol Company Partner. There should be a monthly meeting with your constituents to hear suggestions, find out grievances, and so on and so forth. And a public meeting, like a town hall meeting.
Yeah.
Because how often, especially now the government is doing things, and nobody is putting it forth for say, well, is it this and that what we've done, and so on and so forth. And then in those instances, you could hear some marvelous recommendations, suggestions.
Ideas
Yeah.
coming out.
So we need that. I think again in Mr. Bliz's time, those time we should have a public hearing. Come on, let's consult here, this, here, that, here, what's happening. So and people could ask questions about certain issues, and then hold it to the fire. Because what we're doing now is that we're operating a business, and there's not that frequent reporting to the people.
Yeah.
So you must have that people in limbo. If that there's no place you have a business and just left, unless you're not what.
Well, you're not interested in building your business. You're interested in just. I don't even know what you're interested in, because we need to have. I agree with you, Sir Leo, there that we need to have these community gatherings, meetings, and discuss it. As I said, even if you are to at times quarrel with each other, we know what quarreling is.
That's part of life.
That's the point. So do not look at the quarreling and say, "Oh, I ain't talking."
Yeah.
We need to come together and discuss those things. Disagree to agree, agree to disagree. At the end of the day, it is for the betterment of all.
Whatever you do, communication is important.
Yeah.
Vibes FM, landline caller. Caller?
Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
yes, hello.
Yes, thank you for listening to my call, or answering to my call, I should say. I didn't want to call, I wanted to just listen, but there are certain things that, concerns me. I am increasingly concerned about the fires and burning of houses in our communities today. These things have not happened in our communities before. I am not in position to blame anyone, but we all know that there are certain elements in our societies who will do anything to take down this government, the NDC government. We have never seen such massive developments taking place in our society before. The transformation agenda is moving. People are enjoying a better standard of living today than at any other time under the NDC. I work with young people nearly all my life. They are not corrupt, dishonest, evil, nasty, or vindictive, and spiteful as the others. If there is a bad, so-called bad young person, he or she must be brought up by a so-called bad parent or parents. I said this before. Look at the youthful members of our NDC. They are all doing a very good job. They campaign in the last election of what they said they were going to do, and they get into power now, and they're doing many good things. They're honoring the program and policies. That 2 years they're now in power, they have done so many things, more than what the so-called NNP did in 20 or 30 years. Right? No, they're not lying, they're not corrupt, they're not spiteful, they're not victimizing anybody. The people are fed up of the NNP, corruption and lies and victimization. That's why they got rid of them at the last election. I also want to endorse the Prime Minister's concern about the many vehicles on our roads. Let me give my opinion, and some people may doubt it, some people may agree with me. I know the bank's business is to make money, but I would like the government to intervene to stop the bank giving young people 100% loan to buy vehicles. And as soon as they get a job, they're not thinking of a home to rest their head, but they're starting to buy a new vehicle just to show off. So the bank should reconsider this idea. Right? The next thing is the question of importing cars from Japan, and this place is 10 years and so on. I would like to see something, some restrictions there. I don't know what the government could do about it, but something should be done. Parking facilities must be implemented also away from the city centers, from city areas. Drivers should be able to park their cars away from the center, from the city center, and pay a bus to come in to the center, to the town to work. Right? I notice again, families of 4 and 5, every one of them has a car. They don't have no place to park it, but everyone in the household have a car. This again should be seriously considered. Workers on the country, again, maybe they could get together and congregate, form some kind of idea where they can travel to town by different shifts or what have you, into town, where they can get together, and use each other's vehicle every other week or so. Something like that must be considered. That's my guide for today. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Okay, thank you so much for your contribution as well. Thank you. Okay, 443-0101. This caller just made a point there, and I think, is something very concerning as it pertains now. We officially into the dry season for the longest while. No rain and falling, but people burning like crazy still. And that's very, very dangerous. All over, I'm getting calls from time to time, who's burning here, who's burning there, and the law is not being enforced. No. We need to do that because water is very scarce at this time. And God forbid, we have some massive, massive fire. And the whole Caracol might burn. No. You never know. Let me take another call. Let me take another call first. Vibes FM, landline caller coming.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm calling to ditto what Rodney just said. Because especially, let's say the bank, Republic Bank, you go there and as somebody who's not able to walk about, you can't, you have to go all the way down the road and then come back on your wheelchair or your walker to get to the bank. No, that's not good enough in Caracol. So please, I agree with Rodney. Somebody else must talk about it and maybe have a special parking place or a special, and from the bank especially. So please, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, yeah.
And the very few spaces that they have here, everything is reserved,
Yeah.
Well, this is something that was brought up on the program. I remember a couple
weeks ago.
Yeah.
Everything is reserved for the.
But that's it. That is illegal, and that should be addressed. Why a bank would reserve an area in front of public space? It is public space. So why are they using?
It is public reserved space. Publicly reserved space. Again, is tradition. We've been doing that for so long that it becomes the norm. But when you really look at it, public spaces ought not to be anything other than public spaces.
Like this issue.
But why you mark reserve in front of the bank?
Because it has been happening for eons of years, and it continues to be. These big businesses and institutions and so on, and whatever you want to call them, they have title. They feel that they have title ownership to even this sidewalk that leads into the business. But we have to look into that very seriously.
Vibes FM, landline caller.
Hello, good day, gentlemen.
Yes, go ahead.
As I heard, you all had a lively discussion, and then I heard you talking about the fire situation. I could tell you that we in St. George Northeast, we are going through what we call turbulent times. I think St. George Northeast has been designated now a fire alert. I tell you, we have had fires upon. I think the fire truck in Grenada has made the most trips in St. George Northeast. There is also a team put together, I think after MP and PM and police department, we have now a volunteer group to help.
Yeah.
And we are having problems with water in St. George Northeast. I tell you, it had right by in my area, Bolu. I guess you all saw it on the news. We had devastating fires up here, dangerously close to homes, and it was a battle fighting with volunteers.
Yeah.
Last night in Tempe, it was Lord. People had to cry. I think the minister or MP was really overwhelmed too, but I gave our MP kudos. Ron is handling situations here. The little boy who's them little boys. And it seems to me that St. George Northeast and him is like they have a target up here. I don't know why, but he has a target up here. And these fires, because we are saying, how these fires just all of a sudden, you just see this thing just like if it explodes and it just starts. St. George Northeast is not the only area in Grenada that is facing the heat and the dryness and all that. But most of the runs made by the fire department and fire truck is in St. George Northeast. And these fires are really terrifying, I could assure you. I mean, when you have where I live and when you see one, even GBN came up. And last night in Tempe, it was Lord. It's just to ask God for His mercy. I mean, where you have residential homes in Tempe, setting fires close there, fires, I should say, instead of setting fires raging around people's homes. People, like some of the people up there, is like they're ready to give up. And you know, by the grace of God, we prayed and the volunteers, there's a set of young men and even women, they are going about truck and they are out there with a axe, the cutlass and digging and really trying to counteract these fires. Just a few minutes ago, somebody sent a message and they say a fire starting another area, probably in the Reedy area. I said, oh my God, again. And you know, last night I was talking to one of the firemen because in the back of my house up there, they came with volunteers to finish put down and some of these fires and then burning for days and you have to make sure they out and all that. And he was telling me, say, the firemen are tired. When I heard that, I felt sad. I felt sad. These men don't even have time. I tell you, while they were there, the hydrant collecting water, they have to appeal to NAWASA, please bring a truck with water so that the tank could be filled from the truck instead of trying to run up to a reservoir way. Because these fires was spreading because the wind was higher.
Okay.
And I tell you, you guys in Cargo, God forbid, but you wouldn't have liked to see what we are going through. It was like scratching your head and asking God for His mercy. And I thank God for His mercy indeed to sparing and saving people's home. Because when you look to see where that fire and this fire reach, it's like a miracle. And I don't know these fires because all over Grenada you don't have this. I don't know if these things are deliberate. But I want to appeal to us. Please.
Yeah.
Stop. If you are doing that as a means of terrorizing, stop. People's lives, their homes, their livestock is in danger. There's a massive one where somebody lost their whole garden, everything. And to me, these fires are senseless. And they are raging because the winds and the dryness. So we are calling on Grenadians and even people who have water trucks, you know, they could come along and help and they are asking for volunteers. I think NADMA is on it and they had a meeting with OMP. I tell you, no matter what they say, Ron is doing a fantastic job in St. George Northeast. I could tell you that. And you know, St. George Northeast was like a target. I don't know why politicians are always, I don't know why. But I come to the conclusion that St. George Northeast was always a target because of the kind of leaders we had here, like the Unison Whiteman and the George Brizan, and it was always this kind of stronghold. So when you somebody else come here, like some of the opposition, like the NNP, they feel that they have gotten a prize. So this is like a target. So gentlemen, please implore your folks in Karaku and cry to the good nature of those who are bent on mischief. Please It's not about, it's all of us country. And it could be it could be a destruction for the whole country. Think about when Ivan came. It didn't pass and bypass and choose and pick. Fire knows no political divide or even your enemies. When fire raging, it's a destructive force. So please, and we are on St. George Northeast, we are on alert. I tell you, we are on edge. I am telling you that. So,
Okay.
gentlemen,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Jay. Next caller. Next line caller, come in.
Yeah, hi.
Yes, hello, yes.
My thing is that we were talking about the parking space, even in front of Green Lake, opposite the marketing board.
Yeah.
Green Lake take up about 3 parking spaces there. And security man tell me, next time don't park there. So what the hell is that? That's my land too, you know. It's the road. I think that's madness. Another woman again, opposite the toilets. Before you get to King's Plaza there, I park my thing up in that pharmacy, not before the pharmacy, right in the corner.
Yes.
The woman with the little blonde hair there tell me that is parking space.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And they ain't paying no extra insurance or an extra taxes.
Yeah, but you're right.
But my thing I got now is the garbage. If you look at what the young people, not the young people, older people too, because all them shaker cans and them Guinness bottles come out inside from Craigstown going through the borough. There's a little bump by Long Island. And as soon as them people get there, bam, out of the window.
Throw it, yeah.
Left and right, opposite post. The whole thing is bottles going down the road. And we ever, as Caracoans or black people in Peter, we are like a king people. No wonder when we get to places like America, they don't want to give us a house to live because they're waiting to go run down the neighborhood.
Right.
And this is foolishness. And the best cleaner in the world is black people.
So true.
Yep.
So it is. Every time you go in a place, the first thing they give you is a broom. I'm listening to you all. A very good program.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay, bye.
But getting back to the parking, it's something that needs to be addressed, especially in Caracol, because we're so limited to the parking already. As the caller just mentioned, the Green Lake. I mean, what give them the authority to mark out in front of them and say private parking?
No.
Reserve.
I mean, listen, and what I'm saying is that they ain't saying reserve, they're saying no parking.
No parking.
No parking gives you the authority to determine what happens to the space. You determine that is my space. Who determine that? When it's a public space? No, I mean...
And the same thing in front of the banks too.
Yeah.
But in that regard, Caracol is kind of reckless,
Yeah.
Sometimes some people, the last time they were so surprised, heading home. When I get to the junction where you could either make a left to go down and Breakneck. No, that's not Breakneck. That's Breakneck. That's Breakneck. Breakneck. Or you could go right up to Bel Air. Assign the BAM, no entry. So in order for me to get to Quickston now, I have to go up Bel Air
and
come down Coolish. Somebody having a private party there.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So I said, well, if the person who's having a private party want to pay for police direct traffic, do that, but you can inconvenience the whole community. Somebody, but that in Caracol, it depends on who you know.
Law and order, boy. Regulations on these things are so.
But Kim, I'd like to touch on the water issue for one more.
Hold a second. Vibes FM, landline caller, come in.
Mr. Kim, I'm sorry to call back, but I have to congratulate a very nice woman from St. Patrick's. And I don't know if you guys remember, before the election, she appeared on the NNP platform, and she gave us a warning. And that cost her her job. She said, people of Grenada, if we continue to vote for the NNP, if we vote for the NNP, we will continue to suffer. I marked those words and we took heed. And today we can rejoice because we listened to this woman. It was straight from the horse's mouth. Miss Pamela Moses,
Pamela Moses.
I applaud you. You are the best. Have a good day.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, you were talking about the water just now. Sorry.
Yeah, because and I can't blame this current administration because they're too new, but at least, say, for example, in Carriacou, the older folks were smart enough to know that, say, in Mount Pleasant, in
Top Hill. Yes.
On the foothill.
Yes.
There were catchments, tanks.
Yeah.
They were built, and once there is rain, they have something to supplement also when dry season come around. Those things were never maintained. The people, they didn't even do the basics, something as important as water. The borehole system that we have, for the system, we could have just add a new windmill to it,
Yeah.
and let them draw water and store in some place for dry season. Wind blowing water, it could pump water from the ground.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't have to go through all this exotic thing about this desalination plant. I mean, that is good too, but you don't have to go through the process.
I mean, it's a bigger process.
Seawater is supposed to do. There's a lot of things that could be done, but even the basics, nothing was done for Carriacou.
Nothing was
done. I mean, they have given us wells, they have given us catchments and tanks and so on. And even in some areas they have other forms of catchment. But so why haven't we maintained that? Now, you're talking about water, and there is a serious, in fact, I intend to go into it some more, that drought, the issue of drought is a very serious matter. Carriacou and Pitmatnik, I'm not talking about Grenada yet, staring down the face of a severe drought season. We've seen it happening. Rain just threatening to come. All doing is threat, and we just hoping that it falls in truth. But the issue is that we don't have water. We would not have water at some stage. I mean, talking about domestically, we would not have water.
We have to pay more attention to water harvesting, and conserve, because again, that tank up on Fort Hill, those things are still good,
Yeah.
I'll take some cleaning.
Yeah.
But if we don't have no programs in place to address those very basic issues, I mean, so how or what have you done? What have you been doing for all these years?
Nothing at all.
Nothing for health, nothing for wealth, nothing.
Everything has been just ignored.
Yeah.
Just ignored everything.
I came up on a plan that they had in 1988 to deal with the drought situation in Grenada, Carriacou, and Pitmatnik. 1988. Yeah. And the plan is there. I mean, you can just Google it and go and find the drought plan for Carriacou, Pitmatnik, and Grenada, and see and look at what they foresaw then. I mean, now in 2022, still reeling under. We can have a escape route to say that we have harvested water properly. We have maintained our catchment. So what?
And two-step in union, if you were a serious catchment coming on, you have water there. So when not this time I have to use rainy day wrongly, because you don't see water for rainy day for dry season. So
but as you just mentioned the point there, Solio, and I remember growing up, and Koi maybe could champion on this too, in Granby Street, where we had a catchment.
Yes, right.
And in the evening time, we used to line up.
Right by Samuel?
Yes, Samuel. We used to line up there with buckets, and they just putting on gravity flow.
Yes. Well, in Leicester too, right by Leicester School.
We had in by Mount Pleasant too.
Yes, of course. By the clinic there. Yes.
And we had
by the school.
By the school too.
Yes.
We had all these catchments there, and water for so.
What do you mean?
So what has happened? What really has happened?
We get too smart for
water stop, rain stop follow.
No.
Or the spring that's in the ground stop flow.
We don't have people in place who have issues or problems at heart. Even though water is something as so critical as water.
These services were just completely being ignored. No maintenance, and then we end up where we are right now. But if they were to go and do cleaning all over and try to see if they could, get the catchments back and nice. We should have water.
Again, in both and in Bogus, you have wells all over the place, so you could get water from underground and to help us
in Six Roads and Dumfries and all these places, Sabazan.
Yes.
And
all these places there.
And the thing about who did it? Our parents or those?
Yes.
They had more vision than the past administration. Vibes FM, landline caller.
Hello, afternoon, Kim.
Yeah, good afternoon, yes.
Yeah, no, Kim, you forget about the $127 million for water?
Yes.
You
yes.
That?
Oh, yeah.
So with the storage on them?
Well, that program was never really put into, it was never implemented. No, because I remember.
So it was a lie all the time?
Well, the money was there, the grant was there, G Cruise and those, Four Seas and whoever were there, ready to support. But you have to have the people there, to navigate and get that grant going, get the work going. It's been done now. You realize under this new administration.
So was a election gimmick then?
Well, the talk was
as
talk.
Per usual.
You want to say so? The talk was a election gimmick?
Yeah.
Well,
all right. Okay, thank you very much.
Remember boy said, I'm not a stupid politician and I want to drop the good news, even though they ain't coming.
Yeah, because I remember, I remember.
The promised news.
Yes, bro.
Speaking about this $125 million, and he was saying where it was going to be spent, here, there, everywhere. How many years ago?
Holy breath, you'll find out.
But anyway,
I really have a passion for us to going back to this whole at the island. We had to come to terms with the fact, even though we had to bring the people together to discuss how, but it's an issue that we have to take, because when water finally goes, we are the ones who will be crying. Yeah, one of the things that I have always had interest in is water. Of course, yes, water. And one of the things I did, Sir Leo, since I returned to Carriacou, is to visit as much wells as possible, to see for myself, because I grew up with wells and cisterns and so on and so forth. And I went so far, there might be more, to 19 wells on the island. Yes, we might just go around to that, and 19 wells. All of those wells have water at the bottom of them, and a lot of garbage. So the spring is alive. The spring beneath them is alive. Why can't we clean them? My goodness!
And you know what you do? You put a little pump there. Now you could have put a solar panel, and you can go to the well and just open your faucet and get water.
And we do have to come to our senses as far as that's concerned, because when the shit hit the fan, I tell you, and water is no longer there.
That's not. We have so many solar panels now, so you could do. When you go there to the thing, you could open a faucet and get water coming from the well. You don't have to go get drawing pan again,
Yeah.
So
that could be implemented, yes.
Yeah. Clean up the wells.
And it's so expensive these days to buy water.
But even water to water the animals or something. So,
the ponds again.
Yes,
the ponds are there. I see you have ponds dry up.
That is why you see, so it's very important to have meetings, community meetings, with politicians and so. There are some suggestions we could write. You can't expect the politician to think about everything, but you could get a good advice from sometimes the most dotage of us. So if we have that communication going on between constituents and representatives, you'll get little ideas, you'll get some things, and we could work on it, and so on. But you have to show that.
Yeah, but we as a people too have to show interest in that, because it's not the politicians and who are going to be suffering.
No, well, that's why it's indeed important that we hung up our politicians, or representatives. Give some account of your stewardship. Don't come and say you Mr. This and Mr. That, and nobody can know what's happening. The days for that is over. Your
accountability is what we
and your
require
constituents
now.
You must be accountable to them, and you must be able to entertain questions from them. No matter
how difficult it is, or if you can answer, you say, well, I can answer it no.
Yes.
But at least we have to be able to communicate and engage each other.
Vibes FM, line caller coming.
Yes, Mr. Kim, good evening to you and Mr. Kyle and Mr. Josie.
Okay,
Mr. Kim, two important issues on the aspect of water. And that is where I believe planning division comes in there. You know, when a country is under embargo, they tend to be creative. The reason why the people of Carrico understand rainwater harvest, because they have no rivers in Carrico. So they are very creative in their home construction. They know, well, if I build a home, one of the things to be taken into consideration is rainwater harvesting and storage. Over the years, that has declined to an extent. But I always feel, and it should be handed over to Grenada also, no plan of a building of a certain size should get approved if it cannot show where water can be harvested. That should be part of the planning.
Mandatory.
Like manner,
Mandatory.
goes for parking. You cannot put down a building catering for customers, fail to include parking, then want to take government side of the roadway, the walkway, paint a sign, and say no parking in front there. In my view, that is totally out of order. So you should not get approval if you cannot show where you are catering for your customers to have access. It is so dangerous to park in front of a building that is used as a public building where people to and fro going into offices and banks, and to put a vehicle right in front of the doorway. In case an emergency happen and people have to leave the building, you know how much injury and accident can occur because vehicles park right in front of this building doorway. So those things, I mean, people saying no parking reserve and all this kind of thing, and then the police giving a blind eye to those things. Nobody should be allowed to take the government property, that means the roadway and the walkway, as part of your property and say, no parking, do not park there is reserved for staff. You are doing something illegal. So, those things must be looked at, because, you know, sometimes when people do things over a period of time, it becomes so habitual that they think that is the norm, and they think that is a law. You have right way to do that. But when you get down, you realize that they are doing something illegal, but they think it is legal because of over the period of time they are doing it, and nobody
challenge them.
Challenge them.
Yep.
And a lot of things happen throughout Grenada like that. You're doing things so regular, nobody challenge you, so you think it is your right. You could tell somebody, well, move up from there. That is resolved. This is for the staff. You don't have no right there. No, you can't do that. Somebody needs to challenge you and those things. And then we'll understand. This morning, I made a comment on the GBN radio in regards to Nawasa. I said there are too much rivers, streams in Grenada. But every year, and this is what happening with Nawasa now, coming out and say shortage, storage, whatever Nawasa does say. And in my view, I cannot recall within a, let's say, 15-year period, Nawasa construct at least 5 massive reservoirs as storage tank. What is there? They operate on those old reservoirs. Population increasing with houses and those different things like that. But they want to maintain the same size of the reservoir tanks. You can't have houses increasing and you have the same size of tanks. You have to increase tanks as fast as your population of homes are growing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I strongly believe, I don't support it all the time, but sometimes when you privatize certain business, you get better service.
Most times.
Sometimes. You get better service.
Most times.
I know, because I've been part of the system, when the power supply was both Grenada, Carriacou, and you know what Carriacou used to have before it was privatized. When they privatized the electricity company, the service improved in Carriacou, also in Grenada. It was more reliable. That it was proven to be more efficient. Because you see, if you privatize something and you're in the business of giving service to your customers, you tend to be on top quality service. It is about time. The way Nawasa operate and doing things, it must be looked into deeply. Don't come every year and talk the same story. What are you doing to create a difference in your operation? You know dry season coming. Dry season is not something you don't expect. Where are your storage facilities? What do you expanding? Where the water source that you trap? You have streams sometimes, water overflowing and running. Now Nawasa could dive first and trap this water and do much better than that. I'm not saying, yes, with the cutting down of trees, you attract less rain and rivers get small. People cutting down all bamboo on the side of rivers, not knowing that the bamboos help in the storage of water and entering the river lives. And these are things we're not looking at. People just cutting down trees randomly and not checking on those things attract rain so it could take care of the shortage of water. So I think, I'm not advocating that, but I think if Nawasa don't change the mode of operation, this statutory body and you just have people and board and same kind of a thing and they don't come in with anything new. No new vision. Maybe when you privatize things, people come in with vision. They see things differently. But a lot of things, when government hold on to it, is the same old. Some people in position, you can get them to make change because they come now and they're so comfortable. They believe the place and the position belongs to them. You can get them to implement. They just know I'm in the position, same old and no vision. So these are things that must be considered, and I am saying also the parking issue, where people taking government road and sidewalk and saying, resolve, don't park there. People need to challenge them on that. You have business house, you can't create a space for your customers, don't go and take the government road. It is illegal to do so.
You see, call up things, private is for profit, but with government is a fate. So, you know.
The government is a fate.
Government not your own. So you do as you feel.
It's a fate.
Yes.
So that's the difference. Yeah, it's a fate.
Attitudinal change. Attitudinal change. We have to change that attitude of.
But the caller is right, but I agree with the point that he's making that the planning should not approve those buildings. Unless you can provide like parking if you're going to be doing some sort of a business or something of the nature.
And again, this planning, that planning has to be revamped because
improved,
of course.
Now I said because not necessarily revamped, but improved.
What do you think?
Restructure it because
all that
previously,
in Happyville,
remember how the planning division was operating under that the minister or whatever take the planning division, and the planning division was, it gets so political that if I want something, I could get it approved. I don't know if it is true or not.
It's true.
People
I was about to say that.
That slip with the roadway or something of that sort and lost. that house was not, I don't know if it's true, but they were saying it was not approved by planning.
No.
So how come the person get to put up such a massive construction without something approved? In the end, the person lost their house.
Yeah, it was privately approved.
Right, it was privately approved. But now they restructure the planning board or division or whatever.
They're revising it, yes. They're
Right.
revising it.
Well, look at you being Carriacou. How you think like Bibi? All now Bibi crying every time rain fall is a pond. Because all the water coming from
Top of the hill there.
top of the hill there.
Yeah.
And there is no proper drainage. Well, who approved that? Somebody planning, you know, the topography of the land and what's going to create by not having the proper drainage there. And in Carriacou, so whenever time is rain, make up yourself a mosquito.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You have to, if we're talking about transformation facing the 21st century and everything, a lot of things, the way we do it,
have to change.
either you make drastic change, or you move to changing the mood of operation in how we do things. You can't be doing things way back then and expect to get better results.
Yeah.
You have to change in a lot of things how you go about doing those things.
Next week I'm hoping to play Mrs. Men admonition.
Yeah.
Do it well or don't do it.
That's it. That's what she said. Do
And
it well.
that admonition was sent to and given to the Prime Minister?
Yes.
Yes,
No. The one was given to the Prime Minister. Listen all sides. Make your own decision.
And Collar, as you noticed, as you said in the beginning, especially in Carriacou, where houses would not be going up without planning, and we build a lot of systems and everything like that for catchments. This should be implemented or made mandatory in planning as well too, especially when you're going to have a commercial building.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, all these things should be put into play. You know.
The only exception you should get if you can afford buy 4 black tank. Buy 4,000 gallons of water.
Something of that.
Yeah,
But you can't tell me you're doing a massive concrete structure because, for instance, when the school, the Bishop College, was being constructed as such, I've heard they say that a major aspect, no water tank.
So true.
Was like craziness.
Yes,
you have a school with over maybe 300
students
as such. You know you're going on an island where they depend on the rainwater as such, habits as such. You telling me a plan approved under construction and no water storage? That have to be craziness, and then you want to reopen a school and you don't have water storage and things of that. That have to be same thing with the Chinese house construction. People go in and live there, even though the Chinese say that is what we're doing, but you have to make sure, let the Chinese know, well, in that construction, you have to implement water storage facility.
Say no more. You said it all.
You make it out right.
Caller, you sound like you living in Carriacou.
Yeah, I want you on my team.
I've been in Carriacou on many occasions. To come up there and walk in Carriacou, so I know the whole outlay.
Okay.
Of Carriacou, I know the outlay of Carriacou. I used to be in Carriacou.
You had to submit your phone number and your address. I need to contact you.
and you just heard Sir Leo said he wants you on his team, so there's the open invitation.
Yeah, man. Well, Mr. Leo could just ask anybody in Carriacou if they know Jeremiah and such wise to be in Grand Lake and coming up there and work.
Okay.
Once you say that,
that says it all.
Yes.
That says it. That says it
all right.
So I know the outlay at Carriacou. Been in Carriacou, walk in Carriacou. Some of the lines you see from the power station go up to the hospital, go in the back, Prospect they call.
Yeah,
Prospect they call the road.
Yeah, Prospect.
In the back day, all those kind of things. I've been involved in all this construction. We now have a pump going up by Craxton Bay for some desal plant and all those things.
Okay.
So I know what I'm talking about when I'm saying that certain things needed to be done and should be done. I'm not.
I say you.
Like I'm not aware of both island and know the service Carriacou had before. Actually, the voltage in Carriacou before they were privatized, they had to operate something on 126, 125 volts.
Oh God, that's like that night.
Like that night, and it's when privatized, they improve, and then that is one of the main reasons that you couldn't charge the people in Carriacou
for electricity.
The same fee.
Yeah.
Like what was being paid in Grenada. Carriacou was always at a reduced rate. It was always been at a reduced rate.
What kind of voltage like that is knock night?
Now, he's right, you know. I remember the days of the red bulb.
You tell him?
Red bulb, you know.
Well, they had two small black stones there. Watch it, Rick. I remember one.
Down in the old plant, where the old plant there.
By the pond, correct.
I mean, when you watch the building and the state of it, the two black stones down there fighting to see if they could grind through what they could make.
Yeah, but this time I remember one night we planned a dance in Hillsborough School, and they doing a novena, the damn thing break down because it's supposed to be a good fete.
Yes, so now you see, construction in Carriacou. A lot of houses, when you see the size of building being constructed in Carriacou and different things, I always say that they should take a page from Carriacou and rainwater harvest. A lot of years. They're talking about rainwater harvest and climate change as if this is something new. This thing exists with the age people in Carriacou. They know how to store water. They were harvesting water a long time ago. So it's two things. Either now water, change. I could tell you in Woban, there was a Canadian gentleman. They were putting on a huge desal plant down in Woban. And everything was there. And you know that desal plant just stay right on the ground and never come into operation. We did all work down there for a gentleman. His name was Mr. Grip. He was in charge to maybe, I don't know if he was the agent to deal with the desalination plant. And that never come into operation. So it's two things. Look, the lady crying out about bushfire. Yes, dry season, we have a lot of bushfire and such. That is one aspect. But storage facility, how much reservoir we can count. Now, I thought it just start operating, was Central Water Commission, Public Water Commission, whatever name they keep changing. And now they reach to National Water and Sewage Authority. I asked the question once, and up to now I can't get an answer.
Sewage Authority.
If you print in a bill, and the bill marks National Water and Sewage Authority, it means that you are providing sewage service for the entire island.
Right.
If you're only providing sewage service for a particular area in the island, Granans, part of St. George's,
southern side,
part of True Blue, and such. Now, who knows whether when you issue your bill, within that bill, you have a cost factoring for sewage, of which people have to pay,
and
you
don't
service. Providing the service of sewage to them.
That's all for nothing.
Who knows? We don't know.
Right.
So my thing, just as how Grenada have a bill, mark fuel, non-fuel charge, and you can see the difference. Now I know all who hook up on the sewage system by the account and the metering system as such, and where they don't have sewage. The bill should be structured, water, and there is a section mark for sewage. If you know you're not on the sewer system, 0 in that area, and you're charging for water. Are yet to hear now come and tell us, well, we only print in the bill based on the name National Water and Sewage Authority, but we have no
services
charge factoring
Caller?
sewage. We don't know. We assume they don't have, but who knows? Some smart person might say, let's charge 0.5 cents for sewage and then bring it together and see the water rate.
Yeah, so they factor it in. They could factor it in.
Caller, help me here, because since you seem to have a little bit of knowledge. That's sewer service that we have in those areas. Where is that sewage dumped?
Well, it goes out in the sea. One goes out, Point Saline, there is one, somewhere by the tunnel, in the end of the tunnel, that goes out in the sea. Then I know they had one in Granans by the postal office, and you go down in the road there, they send the sewer. It's supposed to go a certain amount of miles out in the sea.
When you say the tunnel, you talking about Sandal Tunnel?
Sandal Tunnel in
St. George's?
Right by the hospital.
Yeah.
If you watch on the corner below there, you see a building.
Yeah, okay.
That is a sewer pump. And I'm not guessing those things because time after time, when they have some of the big motors and them that break down in those sewer pumps as such, we used to go and attend to them together with the NASA technician. So I know what I'm talking about.
Okay. Wow, yeah. I definitely need you on my team.
Well, so those lines goes out in the sea. But what I'm saying, not everybody in St. George's, for instance, whenever you come, let's say parade and a basic building, the botanical garden
area
building where they have all the ministerial complex. They not have the sewer system.
Oh wow!
They have their own sewer right in the compound there. Recently, I saw the sewer truck going inside there and pumping out the sewer.
Because one time I used to dump on the carronage, you know.
Well, I know they had sort of a hookup the sewer system as a one. I know one by the hospital step, one in post office in Granans,
and Point Saline.
Go down in that road there. They have another one right on the Morris Bishop Highway.
Yeah.
Going down there. There is a sewer station, a pumps, and that head to Point Saline. If you recall, there was once a guy on the radio about a year ago, and he was making a whole thing with Nawasa because of the algae that is on the beach or the sea around Chukwu area, and then he was talking about the pumps in Nawasa and all this thing coming back and killing the algae, or how we calling it in the sea as such. So they have some people who can run the sewer system, but not the entire area of St. George's. But when the bill is being issued, is National Water and Sewage Authority.
Yeah.
So tell us where you are providing sewer service for, and people should know that. You in Guav.
Well,
Denmark.
We in Caracu too?
Right. Basically, a lot of the houses in Guam is on the lands area as such. And they have the whatever they toilet as such. I always say, a place like Guam and the lands on this area close to the sea, there should be a sewer system. There should be a sewer system. They can't have all these houses close the sea, and these people and them have the toilet, they Stockway and so close to the beach. So I am saying now I start to really look as to how they operating in this 21st century, and they have to change our mind think about it. Statutory body sometimes. People are just comfortable in their position.
Isn't
with
that
little and no vision.
They should change the name from statutory to stationary. The lot of them and start with the port.
Something of that sort. A lot of this statutory body and them, yes, he fall under a ministry, and the onus is to the government and some government minister. But unless shake up some of these statutory bodies sometimes, people wouldn't understand how they need to operate.
Yes, quite right about that.
Somebody
just identified, he's a long-serving member of Grenlec. You have been a long-serving member of Grenlec from Carriacou. They know you very well. They even know your wife and everything like that too. So, because she's employed in.
Well, welcome to the program. You enlightened me greatly today.
You always call
yes.
Program and
very.
I religiously come on a Thursday to get back with the program to know what's happening and what's going on. So when I'm making statement, I don't just make statement just like that.
You got the facts, man.
Do facts, research, and sometimes you know what statement you are making. But I want to ask Mr. Kaya's statement in reference to the a statement being made and qualified with the English language of terms being used as a man in the journalist department.
Go ahead.
Someone saying, I'm willing to offer myself to leadership in the party if the leader decides not to go up.
Yeah.
Now, my take about it, I believe everybody must have a vision. And if I consider myself to be a leader, I cannot say, if you're not doing it, I'm not going nowhere. It's a democratic process. If I feel I have what it takes to lead, I must come out straight and say, there will be a convention, and when the convention starts, my name will be on the ballot for leadership. I don't have to make no statement and say, if you're not going, then I'll go. That is leadership quality. I have what it takes. We're in a democratic process. I should not be afraid
to say,
to say what is my position.
Right.
Yes. If you're not going,
then I'll go.
Then I'll go.
You have step in.
Caller, let me say this. Don't forget what he's saying.
Stick up in.
You see, because there is no democracy, that's why we are in this. Because if democracy is practiced in its true sense, everybody has equal rights and same opportunities. And if you feel that you want to provide, you are capable and competent to provide a service of leadership to this country, it is your right. The Constitution gives you that right. So the issue is that there is no democracy. You know
what I'm saying, Mr. Kai? No democracy can exist if you allow it to grow. Mr. Bush made a point in the Beyond the Headlines on Monday.
Yeah.
He said that 90% of the financing was done by the political leader.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
And he said he warned them against that. That if you are allowing one man to do the majority of the financing, automatically the man might think thing belongs to him.
Yes.
Because that is financing, and he told them this is not the best thing to do.
Right.
Have a system where this is how we finance it.
Democratic.
Right.
And that is where you can kill democracy. Because if I pay for it, I may think it belongs to me. It's not yours again. You can tell me when to give it up, when not to give it up, when to hold on to it, when not to hold on to it.
Right.
You can tell me who I more favor, who I think I should choose, who I think should inherit me. Because I'm the majority contributor financially.
Right.
That is how some people think. Some people may think, okay, people not in a position, I can finance, but I will allow democracy to grow still. But every human being don't operate for that. You pay the majority, you see it when little children making cook. Who bring the most flour and the most dumpling? You see, I bring more flour, I should get more dumpling. And maybe that is exactly what is happening there.
Yeah.
You bring me more flour to get more dumpling. You fail to bring flour and you want more dumpling, and I control the pot because I have more.
Yes.
I have more input.
Yeah.
And that is where democracy is being stifled.
Caller, as from today, you're tenured to be on the Vibes faculty. Case closed, argument raised. I want to hear no other suggestion by the power vested in me.
Oh,
you've been hired. So thank you for your time and your information.
No, I listen to vibes. I follow vibes.
Yeah.
Follow vibes. Not no, I following vibes. And listen, because what I usually say that it's a platform where they are very objective and they are current and issues in if they see something, that's how they give it from their point of view. If you feel you differ, they allow you to express yourself, even though you differ from what they are saying and how they see things. They allow you, but sometimes you have some other media house, I don't know, announcers, or whatever you may choose to call it.
Caller, is the observatory waterworks still in operation?
Well, I don't know recently
in Sanssouci?
they
Sanssouci,
put it back into operation, and that update and that one as to, but I know a long time that was out of operation.
Wow.
A lot of years, so I don't know if they recently put it back into operation as such.
But I'm not sure if it's put back or not, but that is where NAWASA's head office is now, up in Sanssouci today, so they would have had
just
up the hill, yes.
Right in observatory, but you have easy access to it coming directly from Lucas Street.
Yes.
That is stumbling block,
Well, I
lived there for a while.
Yeah.
On observatory road.
I thought so.
Yeah, observatory road.
I would just say that as a matter of fact.
Okay, caller. Well,
all right.
Thank you much.
Thank you so much. Okay, bye.
And welcome to the faculty.
Okay. Let me take another landline. WhatsApp caller coming. WhatsApp caller?
Hey.
Yes.
Good evening, Kim. Good evening, Leo and Mr. Coy. How you guys doing?
Mr. Ernesto, leave Dublin 2 alone.
Let me tell you, I don't have nothing to say to these people. These people I don't have the most interested week. This week was the most interested week for them.
Yeah, boy.
They realized they started with somebody who was feeling very credible. You know what I mean? So right now, as far as I hear what they're saying now, that this guy just left the party and then he was against but I think he campaigned against Mr. Philip, that's Bello, So right now, but he don't need nothing from them because remember, he's a guy who got monies and everything. The guy is very educated, so he don't need nothing from NNP. So I think that's the problem. And then, you see pressure, boss pipe, he bring out Peter, man. I was so happy to see Peter.
Pressure
bus pipe.
Pressure bus pipe, you're right about that.
Well, this guy who said just left.
Yeah, I go leave that one. Goodbye. We talk later.
Okay, take care.
All right.
But that's not a good statement. He said the guy because he was very educated and in NNP. Something wrong.
So Vibes FM.
Interesting.
Hello. Good afternoon. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you, my love.
Hello.
Well, I want to applaud the last caller and the one before the last.
Right. Take a key.
Last one.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Take a key. You be flat. You could start this and be flat.
This last one, I want to let you know he begged for Peter to come on the program so much every week. Thank God they give him a blind. They must be here to cry. And the next man, thanks for educating it. Mister, you have a library in your brain. You lift me up and like to tell you that when you listen to program like that, what you want more than just to drink some water and go and sleep? Hear me now?
Yes.
I just want to thank the private clinic in Grenada. When you go in the general hospital and you don't get all your tests, you could go to the private and get it. It's so good. Thanks for the backup.
Is it, I want to. I thought about Spice Isle or St. Augustine.
Well, the one in the corner.
Oh, Spice Isle. Yeah. Spice Isle. Okay.
Yeah. So I go to the general. I didn't get everything, and I go there and get it. So I want to applaud them.
Well, talk to the priest. Talk to the father. What your name is one?
Paul.
Father Paul. Talk to Father Paul.
He is the
By me? I'm not a revolution fighter. That big people thing.
That big league.
I'm telling you. Rockstone don't have no right.
In egg dance. Go ahead.
Right. Egg don't have no right in Rockstone dance. So me tell you want to put me in the in Captainberry. I don't have time with you. You don't set up people a lot. But here a little talk now, no.
Yeah.
The supporters of the NNP, they spin around the thing. The pension, they say we blaming Kit Mitchell for the pension. It's not Kit Mitchell to blame because it's the PRG who take out the pension. But the another part they don't know, and I want them to know if they're listening now, is that the NNP went in Parliament and passed a law after 2 terms in office. You entitled of a pension and a gratuity. If they love the people of this country, the hard-working people of this country, they would have put it to range everybody pension.
Right.
But they operate like if it's 15 of them alone that work for pension in this country. So the supporters must think before they come and argue a point with people. Yes, the PRG remove it, but they go back and put it only for 15 of them.
Wow.
People work hard in this country and they go home crying, nothing to go by. They said they can come and give all the money. I asked for one yesterday. Is Vinci, they can give the money? Is Belgium? Not the Grenadian people that work for the damn money and you have it $75 million lie down there and people want the money so far. Even the people in the house didn't even know how much money he had because Sister Delma said they didn't know because all of the hearing, if they do that, they can do that, so they didn't even know how much money was it.
Yes.
They can with the loving heart come and see all this money there, and they know there is a law that the people should get the pension he give. They say he don't know. He don't, but the country still going on.
Yeah.
Right.
The country still going on. So you have to be fair. Some of us in Grenada, we don't love we parents. We haters to his family because some of us parents that receive the pension and they could breathe easy now, and you want to talk against that. You don't love your parents, man. So the argument, some of them, sometimes it does be too weak. And before I go, I want to tell Honorable Andy Williams, I say, boy, I miss you. Boy, we miss her for sense. Andy move, no deal on little saltfish, no deal on sugar. We used to get with little dollar sugar. We used to get with little coupon of saltfish for $22. But all that done like nobody don't know. No other supermarkets in Grenada don't have no deal to give the people, you know. The worst abused woman he have. I tell somebody that yesterday they laughed too much. I say, what? The supermarket must be a man. He's only all over there, don't feel no how you know. Yeah. I say it's only a man who could abuse woman. So by the supermarket abusing you by and they don't say no thing. When you see you go and you pick up the thing yourself, licks in your back. I say that must be a man who could abuse woman. So by the supermarket abusing you now, you know. Anyhow, wow. Good evening.
Take care, man. And by the way, you hired today's midday for recruiting, tenured people for the faculty. You're on board. You're right.
Yes, Mr. Leo, I love you.
I love you too.
You like talking too much. See you like. Okay, then bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. But it's always good when you have, participants and people like that,
Making
an
sense.
input, making sense.
In their
because
own little way.
Sometimes we all have ideas that we want to share. We want to give it out there,
It coming from us?
Yes.
Yeah, man. The best idea come from the youngest child.
Always, yeah. But the caller before this last one there, was just saying that there's more activity going on because he was very instrumental in bringing Peter out on a program, you know. Because every week, he said about Peter.
Here this came,
Yeah.
my granddaughter, 7 years old, to make her first communion. Called, Papa, you have to come up for my first communion. I said, well, I can't afford it. I have to get a ticket unless you intend to buy Papa a ticket. How much is the ticket? Tell her $400. Papa, I only have $500 and I'm working anyway. So
she want to save it?
Yes, she money, but she working.
She working and she only have five. And you want four?
Four, you crazy.
You're thinking anyway. But anyway, gentlemen, we're getting ready to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Wrap up our today's program, eh? It's been very interesting as always, the dialogue, and the input of our listeners and everybody like that.
Today I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I tell you.
I think what is also impressive is the fact that we are now in this phase, in the stage where we are inducting into the faculty.
Yes.
People who can make sense or do make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, as one of the callers tried to say early on, something that is not really true, and whether or not mean it or not, but the idea is that we have to be able to be responsible and speak what we know.
Yes.
Not what we imagine or what we would like to see happen.
Give us information we can use.
Yes, and that is one of the things about this program. We give you information, whether you believe it or not, but the idea of information sharing is so important. Even if you don't believe it now, when you go home and you're lying down in your bed this evening and you say, boy, what that person says is true, Those things happen. So give us the true facts, information that we can rely on, not just one that you can that you can make us feel as though the world collapsing. Yeah. So I think those are a very good move, and I guess there are other people out there who waiting to be inducted into the
faculty.
Yes, into the faculty.
Not the Hall of Fame. Faculty. Yes.
Faculty. Yes. Because this is an institution.
Yes.
People talk about coming to classes.
Yes.
And coming to learn. We too learning. We don't say that we know everything, and we would never know everything. But so the point is, we can come together and discuss and really understand.
So just a matter of wrapping it up and parting. My parting information is that breaking news. Diablo was here recruiting in the night. It didn't last long, but he come and go. So those of you who support and didn't know he was here. Huh? So breaking news.
But the supporters would know. Would have known.
No. No, just the facilitators.
Yeah.
They're not all the supporters. Some of them may know.
Vibes FM, that's it.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host and guests and not the views of this radio station.
And that will just wrap up our program for today right here on Vibes FM, Speak Out Unfiltered. We thank you so much, those of you who participated in the program. Thank you. And those of you who listened, thank you as well. And whatever input you had, we want to thank you so much again. See you next time right here on Vibes FM every Thursday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Until then, I'm your humble servant, yours truly, Kim the King. Once again, it's been a real pleasure.